Good evening, everyone, and welcome to week 5 of the ECAC Open Collegiate Marvel Rivals Tournament. I'm your caster, Inferno, joined by my fellow caster, Althea, and our observer, Beldia. How are you doing tonight, Althea?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm looking forward to this long night we have here, filled with some fantastic Marvel Rivals games. We're starting off with a pretty hot one tonight, looking at ODU, Old Dominion University Sticky Squad versus CCNY, or the City College of New York. Looks like it's going to be an interesting match tonight, starting off with a pretty classic Spider-Man ban. Important to mention, actually, we're going to be seeing the Human Torch and Thing legal this week, as well as Central Park map if we go there. So do you think we're looking to see those picks at all tonight?
Yeah, we very well might. I mean, definitely newer in the game, obviously. The two newest heroes. The comps, I'm sure, are still being worked out. We do see a hover by Blue Ninja on the thing. But we'll see if that does go through. We did have a Wolverine ban. And then we see the two saves that we have is Venom for ODU Sticky Squad and the Winter Soldier for CCNY.
Yeah, as well as we're seeing something it's kind of piquing my interest is Wolfen on that Penny Parker, as well as Loyola on the Widow. Definitely not common picks. I'm a big fan of the Penny, but I think it really just comes down to what these teams actually pick versus just hovering.
Yeah, because we do have a triple Atom hover. I hope that they're all just pressing select and we'll see who gets it first, but we're seeing Fletch now going for no Atom. Oh man, what a heartbreak. So sad.
We are going to see as well that Rocket ban is a little interesting. We've seen Rocket quite a bit these past few weeks. That utility with the respawn is just really strong, definitely very powerful. This control map definitely has a lot of corners to hide around right next to point, so I can definitely see that being a good ban here. Looking at the teams though, we're going to be rocking with the pretty standard 2-2-2 with both teams running that Star-Lord for that dive-esque with the Venom from Sticky Squad with Blue Ninja just playing that aggressive up. Both teams running that Magneto, definitely a really strong, if not the best tank in the game right now. So that's fairly unsurprising to see, but we are going to see a clash in supports, honestly. We're going to see the... Oh, I say that as we see the swap from Cleric 5 to that Cloak and Dagger. Very good support. Magneto, definitely a hard counter, though, for it.
Yeah, gonna be finding those Meteor M's right on top of the Cloak and Dagger. Like you said, it seems pretty standard comms from both of these teams. The Star-Lord and then the 2-2-2. No team really wanting to dip into that triple comp, leaving all positions fairly balanced. Point gonna unlock in about 5 seconds, but we will have the fight going on point earlier. We see Wolfen falling critically low, gonna use the bubble for himself. Blue Ninja, though, getting caught out, but White will find Fletch for the first pick.
Yeah, Star-Lord's both falling pretty early. Now it's up to the rest of the members to close it out, but we're seeing Sticky Squad a bit on the back end here, taking a lot of damage.
Certainly are. Fight is still underway. No team real has any leeway. We did see Thor just dash into the pit, unfortunately. Gibbonator will have to find his way out, and CCNY will have to give just a little bit of space as ODU Sticky Squad will start capping this point, but are still looking for the kills. Wolfen will find one onto Siki, as Loyola will find one onto Surges. I mean, we're seeing these picks coming in right at the end here.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Blue Ninja on that Venom doing a phenomenal job in that backline of just putting serious pressure on the supports, which forces all of CCNY to back up, and that's why they give up that so much space, and from there, most of the team's a little out of position and really opens up to some nice picks from Loyola. So what we see there, and they're going to have a hard time holding this as we see a couple ults come out immediately from ODU.
Yeah, Blue Ninja really being a thorn in the side right now, with Venom's slam now bringing enemies towards him instead of knocking them away. Saw some really massive knockups with that ult, but nothing really came out of it. We see the Goddess of Death now going up. Myros did have to commit the Luna Snow ultimate as the Galactic Legend, and I Am White using that Kraken impact, going again.
Going on the 5th now, looking for the 6th kill. Finds it, and that's going to keep it going. That was actually a 6K from I Am White. We saw them use that Kraken impact very early on there, but then just held it for a little bit during Myrose's Luna Snow ult. Definitely very good play from I Am White. Beautiful show of that Kraken impact for that 6K.
Certainly was. I mean, and like you said, having that restraint, knowing that that Luna Snow ult is going to be incredibly hard for you to secure one of those kills, holding on to it and playing that perfectly. We are going to see a few ults this fight coming out, though. I would imagine from CCNY's supports, as the Cloak and Dagger and Invisible Woman have ult, but might not have to use it just yet. I Am White finding a pick. Galactic Legend comes out from Fletch, but gets responded by that Invisible Boundary from Siki. Great counterplay.
Yeah, good counter ult there. Still sitting on this Cloak and Dagger ult for the protection. The only ult currently up in the game. It's going to be the question if they use it aggressively or defensively, but it looks like they're already up in this fight, so they're probably not going to need it.
Absolutely are. Gibbonator finding Clorox wipes on the way out. Will seal that deal as Sticky Squad is going to have to regroup, and CCNY will start to take the lead here very soon and put Sticky Squad in a pretty sticky situation, I guess.
Yeah, we're seeing ODU building up to a lot of ults here, so I do think this next fight is going to come down to who's able to use their ults better and make it last longer. How long is Clorox Wipes going to be able to sit on this ult as well as Myros?
There we see Fate of Both Worlds.
You hate to see that, especially when it's not in response to another ultimate.
Yeah, choosing to get aggressive with it instead. With the Cloak and Dagger ult coming out now. Meteor M from Wolfen will not hit. Great call to go into the pit.
I believe we actually saw a bubble from Hoopla onto the Cloak there to protect the Meteor M.
Beautiful work then. Teams are playing together. CCNY is very grouped up here, looking to keep that massive AoE heals from Cloak on, but Fletch will find surges in the back. Will get responded right away, though. Goddess of Death and Meteor M having a bit of a face-off. Hellas will last significantly longer, but ODU Sticky Squad will not touch. That Hella ultimate does not contest while you are in it.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it does good pressure, but like you said, that's not going to let them cap the point. And it seemed like all of Sticky Squad were just a little bit too distracted getting their picks that they weren't able to actually get the cap. That's very unfortunate to see, especially after all of those ults that they committed. We're going to see CCNY going to this next one with the Invisible Boundary and the Kraken Impact. And it's going to be quite a bit before ODU is even at their first ultimate as well. I mean, just 50% for two similar ultimates. So I think we're going to start off with CCNY already in a winning position with the map and going into the second point. We do see, however, the swap to the Thing from Blue Ninja. Maybe
absolutely.
Definitely exciting to see. First Thing pick here. I don't think Blue Ninja even knows it, but the first time we're seeing a Thing on ECAC here. I'm excited to see how it goes.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
We're going to see Blue Ninja making this swap. I do like this swap, actually. Going to be favoring that a little bit more aggression, actually, with this Magneto. Going to be boxing. Can punch through those Hoopla Magneto shield when he puts it up. Gibbonator will find a bubble to get out. Point will unlock now. Sticky Squad looking to make their claim. Invisible Boundary, though, comes out from Siki. Going to be giving CCNY quite the upper hand. And with a pick onto Wolfen, I believe they'll have to back up from that.
Yeah, not even committing that Kraken impact. Still able to sit on it. However, the difference being, now this time it's going to be fighting into that Luna and Cloak and Dagger ult, which you're definitely not going to find as much value in if that happens. We've seen Myros with these aggressive ults. Like
yeah, it did get pulled. Choosing to just go in, making the call. Blue Ninja finding 2 picks on with the thing. Fate of Both Worlds will end now. God of Thunder not finding much from Givinator. And the point will swing Sticky Squad's way.
Yeah, I Am White still sticking with this ult, as well as Surge is now building up to this DPS. We did see 2 ults committed from CCNY to lose that. However, it was a 2-for-2 trade. I'm interested to see how these teams are going to play into this now. I mean, we see ODU with a support ult, unlike CCNY. Which I think it's going to come down to how long Clorox Wipe sit on it without having to use it.
It's clobbering time. Blue Ninja using that ultimate, hitting a bunch of the members of CCNY, being able to follow up pretty well. Eternal Bond does come out from Clorox Wipes. 2 ults committed, but not too bad for Sticky Squad to gain that footing. Like you were saying, I thought that this was going to be a very ulty fight, but with 1 great stun from Blue Ninja, I mean, that will really seal the deal.
Yeah, looks like we're actually going to see a strange swap, as well as immediately into the portal for Givinator. Just trying to make back their space as quick as possible here. No support ults up yet for Sticky Squad. I Am White still having this, oh wow, the shutdown ult from Surges.
Certainly is. He is the Galactic Legend. I mean, finding these picks, great stuff from Surges. Exactly what you want to see from your DPS. I believe just the tanks left on the point for Sticky Squad, as CCMI will run them back off the point with just a few ults there.
Yeah, I mean, even though they did take that very well, I'm still surprised to see I Am White with this Kraken impact still unused from last round.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like by now, if you use that in first fight, you'd have it up right now. You wouldn't have given Sticky Squad that 80% on the point. So I'm hoping to see it now, and again, you're going to be fighting in this Luna ult. You're going to have to see a good use.
We hopefully will. The thing with clobbering time, getting it down, but the Eternal Bond from Razkov does come out in time. Meteor M, I think, got eaten by the curtain from the opposing Magneto. Fate of Both Worlds now from Myros gets countered by Hoopla, slam dunking that Meteor M right on top of their head. Sticky Squad in a very bad situation here, but Eternal Bond's gonna help them survive and persevere, as they will swing the point now.
I mean, again, that's just another ult. Now we're looking at 90% for both teams with this Kraken impact still online. We've seen Comes in Flesh use 2.5 now ults. Still sitting on this 1, and I don't even know if we're going to see CCNY with this touch.
Yeah, and at this point, you just save it for next round. I mean, just going into this next fight, gonna have to try to use it during this first point here, you know?
I guess. I mean, in a game like this, you charge your ult just so fast, it's not something you want to sit on. The only really exception is a support ult where you want to use it in response to another ult to keep it online, but I feel like if you're a DPS, you just kind of spit that thing out and get going to the next one. I think that's part of the reason we saw CCNY struggle there. I mean, we saw I Am White with, I believe, the 6K in that first map, doing a really good job, but less of a great job this time. Over the rest of the team, I mean, we see that strange swap. I don't know how much I like that. I liked it for the strange portal. They did cap off of that, but I think from there, it got taken back just after an ultimate dump, and I don't think we've seen the strange doing too much since then.
Yeah, the double shield. Yeah, with the thing, like I was about to say that. I mean, he's just able to punch through the shield, completely negate it. I mean, it really is a good matchup for the thing here, and Blue Ninja is more than happy to capitalize on that. Gonna be wanting to box this enemy team as much as they can. using this portal on top of the statue. But I hope that didn't get messed up. No, it doesn't look like it. CCNY is in. Surges pops that Galactic Legend, but gets frozen out of the sky by My Rose. And will be unable to find anything as a count for it. Razkov closing the deal on Blue Ninja. Gonna be up a member now. White finding Fletch. As CCNY will pour into Sticky Squad's backline now, trying to just get a few more picks before they're gonna backtrack here.
Good pull from I Am White. Finding that pick on the Wolfen as well.
Galactic Legend from Loyola comes out. Meteor M for the counter. Will find it. Hoopla. The counter ulting genius. I mean, this is beautiful work from the Magneto from CCNY right now. Love to see it. They have this very forward position held by CCNY right now.
Up to 5 ultimates here, just ready for this dump. And I'm ready to see
They're waiting for the Kraken impact. You do see the clobbering time come down from Blue Ninja, but did not catch the cloak and dagger again. Wolfen will find Surges in retaliation, not finding quite his mark. Yeah, massive Eye of Agamotto from Gibbinator. Picks going both ways, but it's seeming like Sticky Squad will start to stick to this point as they will swing it back from CCNY at 75%.
Yeah, I mean, impressive. We saw, I believe, 3 of CCNY's ults, and I believe we saw all 6 of ODU's there. Very interesting. So I would assume with that double ult usage, it would flip. We're going right into this next fight, playing close with the Thing into this range. I think it's going to play really well, as we do have a slight flank from Loyola.
Yeah, I'm not. Oh, going for this underground, gets sniffed out by Blue Ninja. Gonna choose to charge in, cause some havoc. Surges will find Fletch during this, though. The Blue Ninja responds with a pick onto Surges. Clobbering time comes out from Blue Ninja. Great hit, but the invisible boundary will keep everyone alive. Sicky timed that perfectly to keep everyone up. Great ult from the support from CCNY there.
Yeah, great usage. I mean, we saw that perfect timing ult from Siki there as well. And even though ODU has a lot of ults to work with here, it's the question of if they can even get the touch, as Loyola falls super early. We're going to see ODU Sticky Squad trying to go underneath, 5% left. They are going to get the touch.
Galactic Legend from Surges did find a pick onto Clorox Wipes, and My Rose did fall too. No supports up for Sticky Squad, and a Meteor M to keep everyone off, as CCNY will take this first map here, but not without a fight from ODU Sticky Squad.
Definitely not. That was not a sweep by any means. That was a very back and forth match with some great showings from both teams, and I think that's just a great hint as to what we're going to see for the rest of these. I wouldn't be surprised if we get the full 3 games out of this one.
And there we see I Am White getting that MVP without even using that Kraken impact much. I mean, just showing you the raw skill, you know, landing those shots, hitting those abilities can sometimes just do a whole lot more than getting those ults off, I guess. I mean, great plays from the DPS out of CCNY. Really outstanding match for them overall.
Yeah, definitely. Good job with them on that map. And then going to this next one, I believe it's going to be the Convergence, and I believe it's going to be Sticky Squad's choice of map.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Talking more about
usually
ODU,
see the Clintar.
Yeah, I think we do typically see the Clintar pick, but knowing that, we are likely going to probably switch now. But, I mean, we do have... what's the new Central Park now as an option that the teams could pick.
That's very
I have
true.
heard very mixed feelings on the map though, so it would be interesting. I mean, you'd assume the team would want to go with something you're much more familiar with, have more strategies on. So I'd be surprised if we did see that map. However, I mean, things you're unfamiliar with. I mean, the thing still fairly new, but we see Blue Ninja doing absolute work on it.
Mm.
We saw again, it plays really well into that strange Magneto, that shield. It just punches right through it. But I just think it's going to be tough into characters like that. Star Lord, who's just up in the sky, you're not going to be able to get too many picks on him. Although we did see Wolfen and Hoopla with some very nice ultimates to just absolutely squash the Star Lords. I think,
Certain.
yeah, I'm hoping to see possibly a Human Torch as well. We did see that Storm ban from CCNY here, so I do know that Human Torch is definitely missing out without that team up. But yeah, I'm just really looking to see what these teams are going to be able to bring and how they're going to mix it up from this for this next match.
Yeah, I can agree with the Human Torch too. I mean, certainly a good DPS in his own right, but I think he gets a lot of that value combining those DPS ults with Storm and getting that team up. I mean, it really is just a strong, strong ultimate to fight into. So that's why if you just see a Storm ban, you most likely won't see a Human Torch be played, but I'm hoping to be proven wrong on that. But I guess we will have to see what the night holds in store for us. A good thing to mention, I am White there with 18 final hits out of his 26 eliminations. I mean, that's awesome. I
pretty
mean,
crazy. Yeah.
securing those kills like that is such an important thing in Marvel Rivals. Having the 6v6, that's a lot more bodies on the point or, just on the team. And being able to secure those picks, getting those final hits time and time again is just so valuable. It really is just it's great work from I Am White, and I hope we're gonna see it translate into this second map as well.
Definitely. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that Bucky ban from ODU. We did see
Very
CCNY
true.
was the one that made the save on it, and we can definitely see why with how I Am White played there. I mean, I was kind of criticizing that the lack of use with that Kraken impact, but I guess it doesn't really matter. He was saving it for the right moment, and we see it there as we get the. I mean, just that's MVP for the game, and like you said, those 18 final hits can't be stated enough. That is absolutely wild.
Certainly. I think we are about to be getting into our second map. We did have a shout from Clorox Wipes that they love Long John Silver's. That's mid. I'm sorry, Clorox Wipes. That is incredibly mid. I mean,
I think I'd
that's
rather hear somebody promote Arby's.
yeah, or like I don't know, like almost anything else. That Long John Silver's really? We can do
Yeah,
better
like
than that.
which team said
That's all
that?
I'm saying. That was
Whoa, why can't we
Clorox Wipes.
see? Is there a
Yeah, we
reason we
cannot
can't see
see
the
the
player
players'
names?
names. I'm not too sure. Hopefully that will change when we go into the game a little more.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing that thing hover. I mean, looking
We
just
did go in
based
on
off of
the
the
Clintar.
picks. That's true. Yeah, we are in Clintar. Okay, we're seeing the teams leave, so there's some kind of
There we
issue.
go. Yep.
We
Yep.
will quick reset.
Get right back in. Not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah, going into Clintar there, we did see Thing hovered. I did not catch which team was hovering it, but I did see it was. So that would be
Based
pretty
off
interesting to
the
see
team
again.
above, I would assume they swapped sides, as we are seeing that here. Because we did see that Magneto and I believe the Strange hover. So
Doctor Strange, yeah.
we saw CCNY playing that. They were on top, so we're likely going to see them on the left and ODU on the right.
Yeah, which I believe means ODU will be attacking first, and CCMY will be defending first, I think.
Uh, I believe so. Yeah.
I believe so, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see for sure when we go in. But Sticky Squad, I mean, had definitely brought that ferocity to the battle. They were definitely fighting back. I mean, even taking the round off of them, round 2 off of them. I mean, both of the rounds that CCNY did end up winning were definitely hard fought. So I think they're going to have a very strong attack here.
Exactly. It wasn't even like a on the game on each of those rounds. It wasn't just like a 100-0. It was like I think we did see every single round a team at like 90% minimum or somewhere around there. So these teams definitely are very evenly matched and are playing together well.
Certainly are. We might have a quick swap back, which I think will put CCNY attacking now. So we might have to put a cork in it and wait for that ODU Sticky Squad attack, but we will see going in here. Yep, that is what it looks like. All right.
Yes. Yeah, we're seeing similar hovers again. That Thor, Magneto, and the triple Atom again. I'd be
The
unsurprised if
Bucky hover.
if the first ban we see from ODU will be that Bucky.
I'm gonna see. They go for it. I believe they went for the Wolverine last time, which is definitely standard. But Winter Soldier is definitely one of the highest banned right now for sure. Very strong character, insane DPS. We do see the Wolverine ban.
Yeah, they're gonna opt for that Wolverine instead of the Winter Soldier, thinking, you know what, maybe this time we can handle it a little more. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see CCNY with that save again.
We will see. Ooh, the strange save.
That's interesting from ODU. So I believe it
Certainly
wasn't
is. I
even
mean,
it wasn't even ODU that picked the Strange in that first map too. It was CCNY that was the one that locked it for a bit.
and there we see the save for CCNY. Not even gonna risk it. See who the last ban is for Sticky Squad, as CCNY went with the Spider-Man Storm bans with a Winter Soldier save. And Sticky Squad will have a Wolverine Rocket Raccoon ban and a Doctor Strange save.
Yeah, definitely understandable. I mean, the Strange is common in this map. That portal really breaking through that first choke, getting up on that high ground, really powerful. The Rocket, again, just absolutely so difficult to push into if you're the attack dealing with the Rocket. So fairly unsurprising.
He certainly is. I know Rocket is definitely one of the most talked about heroes right now in the pool. Whether he's, is he valuable? Is he good? His ultimate does not provide a heal, rather a damage amplification, which I believe can be good in its own rights. And when you pair it with those the revive beacons, it makes for a very good character who has like a pretty. Sorry, I should rephrase. Rocket has a very good heal output using those
definitely.
bouncing shots.
I think what it comes down to though is when the big game changer for this ult and really any team shooter are the ultimates. And when you have a DPS ult or something similar, a tank ult that can just wipe the team with one use, the best answer is a support ult, and that's just how you counter that. And Rocket just isn't able to supply that, so you have to make sure that your utility is outweighing that downside.
Certainly we'll have to. We'll have to see if that gets picked, and if they do go for that. Right now, oh, I'm sorry, I got banned. Never mind. We do have this fight on point. We do see CCNY starting with the picks. Ult will find one. But gets 2-3 returned by Sticky Squad.
Yeah, we're seeing
hold.
Sticky Squad having a good hold as this Luna is falling low above. Does get picked, but will actually find the Strange on the way out. That's a little surprising to see.
And we're going to see Sticky Squad just kind of reset back into their defense as they turn down that push from the portal from CCNY. They are now going to have to just walk up Main Street here right into Sticky Squad. And we see Groot with that, with the ultimate up. Going to have to try to use it in this next fight, probably. Keep an eye out for that. Hulk jumps in, gets frozen, and then immediately taken out. Root ult responded by Fate of Both Worlds from Luna. Eye of Agamotto comes out. But yeah, very unfortunate. Eternal Bond now. The last ultimates to be, the support ultimate to be used by CCNY. Kraken Impact and a Dark Child coming out with a huge Eye of Agamotto. Having a lot of Sticky Squad, but unable to find a lot of the picks. Seeming like another great, an incredible hold from Sticky Squad here.
Yeah, I mean, we actually saw CCNY commit 5 ultimates to that push, and ODU committing, I believe, 6, because we did see it. We already see this Groot up to that root again, but we actually saw starting off the fight with that, so I think we're going to see almost an exact replicate here. We've been seeing this Hulk dive into the backline and just take so much damage immediately. It's going to cause a good distraction, but I don't know if it's enough.
Oh, will fall very shortly after using that strangling prison. Did catch a lot of the members, but just unable to have the follow-up. Sticky Squad getting pushed back a bit now. Eye of Agamotto comes out, hits 4 of the members of CCNY. Strange doing a great job, on point, finds a third, or fourth, I should say. Incredible play. Make it 5. Can we get 6? Incredible work from ODU Sticky Squad there.
Yeah, there's absolutely no ult that can turn a point as fast as an Eye of Agamotto. Absolutely crazy that we see that there. We're going to see a few last-minute swaps from CCNY. Going to have this Kraken Impact and this barrier up, building up to the rest of the team's ult. Also swapping the Magneto. The team takes the high ground. 10 seconds left, and the CCNY needs to take this.
Invisible Boundary, Soul Resurgence, Eternal Bond, all the support ults are coming out. Nobody is dying. Fate of Both Worlds from the Luna Snow, I believe, is going to be the last ultimate on the field. And that's going to be for Sticky Squad with a Dark Child pop. Oh, it's looking like they will be unable to find much.
Wow.
And with an Eternal Bond from the Cloak and Dagger from Sticky Squad, that will secure the deal. And I don't believe they even got a tick from that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a 0% from CCNY, and that's very surprising. We see ODU really trying their hardest in the second map here, just putting a lot more pressure than last map, obviously. And just doing a phenomenal job in that hold almost every single time we see CCNY committing so much, like so many ultimates every single fight, but just can't find the picks that they need.
Yeah, it was just an incredible hold. ODU Sticky Squad really digging their heels in, just making it known that they are here to play. They are not going anywhere. That point is theirs. And we're going to see if they can just go cap. I believe they just have to get 33% of it, right? They just have to get 1 tick.
Yeah, I mean...
And that will seal the deal, I think.
And honestly, with points like this, assuming where we're going to see CCNY play, it's not that hard to get. I mean, typically teams play high ground, and then from there, the team's just fighting on point will passively get progress. So that's going to force CCNY to play a little out of position and force themselves to play on this point, give up the high ground, and make sure that they're not giving any progress to Sticky Squad.
Yeah, as they have their supports on high ground, they're actually opting. Sticky Squad's opting to not Strange Portal right away. I like this call. Give him a shot first, going just straight down main lane. If that does not work, you have that portal as a secondary reaction then. And then that leaves TCNY thinking, you know, do they portal now? Do they portal now? They didn't portal right away. When do they portal? Thor will find Strange. Yeah,
I think that was off the back of
it.
a.
Yeah, that
We're
was
going to
awesome.
see CCNY actually running this triple support double tank, running only that Bucky for the DPS.
We do see that. Definitely a stronger comp. We saw Sticky Squad on the triple support as well for the defense hold. So, I mean, they know it works. They're going to try it their own. Be looking to build up some of these ultimates. It would not surprise me if Sticky Squad just starts to stack these ults and just save them all up, waiting to use them. But with an Eternal Bond from the Cloak and Dagger, gets responded by the Meteor M. I know that one's hoopla just by the ultimate. That's incredible. Shutting down that support yet again. And it's seemingly Sticky Squad's push.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some very nice picks shutting that down. That Cloak and Dagger ult was committed with, I believe, only the Meteor M to respond. So that's going to leave the other, I guess, 10 ultimates up for the rest of the team. The issue being that we are waiting a decent while now for this Ivog and Moto to build up for Sticky Squad. Finding a crazy pick onto the Magneto.
Yeah.
You can't let that happen.
Soul Resurgence comes out. So does the Invisible Boundary. Strangling Prison from the Groot with a Kraken impact. Will find 3. Down to half their numbers. CCNY is going to have to fight into this with the Invisible Boundary up. Fate of Both Worlds from the Luna will help them seal that deal and put away Clintar for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a crazy Groot ult combined with that Kraken impact for those immediate kills, preventing that Mantis ult as well as the enemy Kraken impact. Just phenomenal showmanship from both teams there. But, I mean, we saw ODU just really put severe pressure on to CCNY.
And we see Blue Ninja walking away with it again. MVP for Sticky Squad.
Yeah, we definitely saw the Strange doing a lot more here than it was in the last round. I believe this is actually the first time we're seeing ODU lock that Strange. And we can now see the reason why they saved it. There is just much, much more pressure and played much better using that Strange. So, I mean, if you're CCNY, you have to reflect what changed between the first and the second game and really apply it going into this third now to figure out, I guess, what happened and how to actually come back from that second map loss. It's not over yet. It is now down to this overtime. To be expected here. These teams are both very good. I'm surprised that the CCNY didn't do a little better on that attack, though. We saw ODU just put a stop to them with everything they were committing. That's very impressive.
They certainly are. I mean, like you said, taking this to the third map here, we're going to see which team is ready to bring it home. As we saw, we got a preview of it in the first map, and it's holding true so far. We saw CCNY won that first round, Sticky Squad take the second, but then at the end of that first map, CCNY did come back and take it in the third. Do you think that was a little prophecy that we saw in the first map? Do you think CCNY is going to take this third match?
I mean, it depends if we're going to see I Am White sitting on this ultimate that whole time again. I mean, that was...
I think that gave him some strength, you know? That was his energy source.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, we saw ODU did slip up just at the very end, I think what it came down to in that first map was just ultimate usage. We saw, I won't say feeding, but we saw a very early pick onto one of the DPS that could have had an ult up for the last fight. Just very unfortunate for ODU, but I think like just a pick or two could have 100% swung the fight in any way. This map, however, doesn't feel that close. I mean, we saw ODU just have a phenomenal hold. There were a few slip ups, but saved by some perfect ultimates. I think it's just going to come down to what the teams, how they apply what they learned from these past two maps. Maybe actually do some target bans, maybe get rid of that Bucky, maybe get rid of that Strange, something you know that has been causing some issues, and just really do what you can to give your team the advantage going in this next fight.
I certainly will. I mean, both teams know right now that this is make or break. Whoever wins this one will win this game. I mean, Sticky Squad coming off of this second map victory, looking very hot. Great performance from them. I'm sure they're just going to want to ride off the coattails of this right into the third map here. It is CCNY's pick here. That is good to note. So they are going to be looking to go to a map that they're definitely more practiced on, whatever they're more comfortable with. And Sticky Squad's just going to have to hope that that's also the map that they've practiced a lot. They're more comfortable on as well, too.
Exactly. We are going to see, I'm quickly just taking a peek at the team's win-loss here. And we're seeing both these teams are actually very new to this competition with very few games played. We're seeing CCNY with a current record of just 0-1. So this is their second match they're playing here, looking to make a show, level themselves out. Maybe they just had a bad first game. ODU Sticky Squad, though, does have a few games under their belt, going 1-2. So both these games both the teams have lost a bit. We see ODU with a win, but I do think that's just the matter of more matches played. But we do see both these teams, just by the statistics, are very evenly matched. We'd see that reflected in the gameplay. And I mean, I'm excited to see how this match goes down.
I'll say, despite the lack of data from CCNY or ODU Sticky Squad in the tournament, we can just tell, just by watching, that these players are so evenly matched. It is just tooth and nail, a lot of these fights, back and forth action. And it's really awesome to see.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to just an individual pick or an individual ultimate use. And I mean, not many instances where seconds matter, but we can see that here, and that really amplifies just the excitement of this match. I believe now. Yeah, I was going to say,
the third match is Payload, right?
Yeah. I believe we're waiting just for the teams to be ready. I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah,
we could stare at Strange's beautiful face just a little bit longer.
Yeah, Blue Ninja definitely getting their spotlight here. I will mention we did have that slight issue. I'm not sure what happened, but we weren't actually able to see the player names. That's okay. We did see the scoreboard at the end to see how the players did. We could definitely see that Strange doing work in the game, single-handedly saving that 1 point with the Eye of Agamotto.
That was incredible.
3 or 4 with it. That was very surprising to see.
Yeah, caught like 4 in the eye and then ended up turning into like 5 kills, helping his team come back. I mean, that was awesome. Yeah, we do see the 5K medal for that Strange. I mean, just incredible play. We might have to exit and go back in. I'm not too sure.
I'm just hoping these teams didn't start up the next one without us. Without us, I guess.
That is all right. We will be working on getting back in. As for the Payload maps, I believe that is what is it? Central Park, or that's the new one. Midtown. There we go. And it looks like that might be where we're going. I was gonna say Midtown, Shin Shibuya, right? That is the Spider Island one, or Spider
Yeah,
Islands, I guess
I
is the. Yeah, that's
do
that.
do believe so.
I'm not
Um,
sure all the maps. I kind of forget them all.
yeah, I mean there are quite a few games still fairly new as well, so names. It's interesting how sometimes the names will change between the game modes as well, despite being a similar location.
Mm.
Looks like we before hopping into this final match here with these two teams, we're gonna take a quick 10-minute break before starting up. We'll see you guys in just a few minutes to get right back into the action and settle who is going to win this match.
All right, we are back. Still unable to see these player names. We just had a quick break. One of the players, I believe, got a grocery order. That's all right. Back into the game now. We see the Spider-Man band from, I believe, CCNY.
I mean, that Spider-Man will be pretty annoying to fight into, so that's a little unsurprising. Seeing this Hulk ban as well from CCNY. Or is that ODU?
Is that?
I'm actually unsure. I don't know if the team swapped or not. We also cannot see the player names.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that is, but with a Bucky save, I'm willing
Okay,
to bet
I'm gonna assume the Bucky
CCNY is in
save
the
is
red.
CCNY, yes.
Yeah.
As well as that strange save. Unfortunate that we can't see the player names, but that's okay.
The Luna Snow band coming out from CCNY.
Yeah, that's
Blast band.
we have the Magneto band. That's definitely a bold one. We have seen that picked from both teams almost every single time. Although I guess we did see ODU rocking with that strange Groot. Definitely just tired of dealing with that Magneto. Gonna force, I believe it was Hoopla for CCNY to play on that Strange now instead.
Strange or the Thorn. Not sure yet. We do see the ammo overload coming out as soon as Rocket Raccoon is not banned, immediately picked up by both teams, and are going to use that team up with two Winter Soldiers actually. Also enabling Punisher to that team up, but Both teams not choosing to go for it, at least right now.
Yeah, I mean, that Punisher could be pretty good as well for CCNY, fighting into that Groot, just shredding those walls. It's really hard to play into, as well as the fact that when you're in your turret, Groot does have limited range on that auto attack. You're not going to be able to really get hit by him, so if we do see that pick from CCNY at some point, I'd be a little unsurprised. And to see two interesting picks, as well as the Black Panther from CCNY and that Moon Knight from ODU. Just seeing CCNY going for the high ground route, opting for the flank.
They certainly are. I mean, facing some serious fire going up there. Strange falling critically low. Did have to get pulled back just a little bit. Rocket trying to shoot the healing up and around, but CCNY is starting to blow down the door. Rocket will res Groot for Sticky Squad. Little Fortnite building goes a long way, but not long enough, as Groot will get picked up and CCNY will start this cart pushing.
Yeah, we saw a great take from CCNY, making quick work of this first point. Just pushing around, taking that high ground, and with that Strange in the front, putting some serious pressure on all sides of Sticky Squad. Got some great execution there. Although they are going to have a chance to stop them, as says Galactus here. So I think they will get this touch.
They will. It's very hard to touch that point sometimes. I mean, it caps quicker than you think. A few picks from CCNY will drive it in. Namor trying to get out desperately, but will not get caught? No way. Namor might have gotten out of that. Beautiful. Will receive some help from his teammates. Yeah, they're still being pushed. Black Panther now in, dashing around. How does he do it? Dash reset. There we see it. Beautiful.
Even after all that, the Namor's still gonna get out.
And he will. Yeah.
All the way back to the spawn door. Just to swap,
actually,
I believe.
The swap maybe. To a healer. No, did have that ult.
That triple
His choose to
support.
get to 50%.
But we don't get to see the
triple
whale.
support. Definitely the stronger comp going into it, I think. And especially for this defense. There we see that the Cosmic Yarn coming out from Rocket. Gonna be amplifying everyone. Both teams. But it seems like Sticky Squad is the only one able to get the picks from it. As they're looking to finish up the members.
Finally seen ODU put a stop as the rest of CCNY falls back. We're seeing Sticky Squad play fairly aggressive with it as the Black Panther gets caught out, and that's going to force CCNY to back up even more than they already have been. Huge pull, though. I believe
Yeah,
that's
that was awesome. Agamotto comes out. I believe that hit 3 members. Invisible boundary now to keep everyone alive. Gone fishing. Pulls that invisible woman out of that ult. Unable to find the pick, though.
And I mean, that was 3 ults committed from ODU to, I mean, they did get the hold. That's what you want. As well as 2 from CCNY. We do see ODU rocking this triple support, which I think will make a major difference in how they're able to play here. One of them is that Rocket, though. Are going to have this damage amplifier coming up soon.
Agamotto comes out, hits 2 members of CCNY. Kraken impact being responded by the Eternal Bond, I believe. Or played with the Eternal Bond, sorry. On the same team, CCNY committing these ultimates. Nothing yet came through with the amplification and a Bast. And
there's nothing like
will blow through.
For ODU there, there's nothing like being on critical and hearing the "Hey team." We saw that unfortunately play out for Sticky Squad there, as we saw the Black Panther get a very nice 3-piece with the ult. as ODU does have to give up a lot of space here, letting CCNY get the second cap. Ultimate's looking very in favor of them as well.
Ooh.
We're going to see the swap to the Thing for the second point. Probably to fight into this Strange, but immediate pick onto the Invisible Woman playing, I would say, a little too far up.
Oh, charging to get that extra health, but that ammo overload team up from Rocket and the Winter Soldier is just shredding that rock. I believe that's White going for that Kraken impact and choosing, nah, not today. I don't gotta. You were worried about this ult. I don't actually need it. I got my gun. I got my abilities.
Yeah, maybe not right now. Gonna opt for the life. Gonna have a lot of ults coming up too. Both tanks for CCNY. This Eye of Agamotto could be absolutely huge. We're gonna have to see this invisible boundary to answer. It's gonna come out early.
Does land. They will find the pick onto the Winter Soldier. Unable to keep everyone alive. The Moon Knight will fall. Agamotto comes out, hits the Groot and the Invisible Woman. Which, oh, CCNY was very close to finishing it. Ultimates from everyone coming out. Eternal Bond on the point for CCNY. Very hard for Sticky Squad to contest this right now. But seemingly finding the damage. I'm not sure what did all that damage all of a sudden. But
I think
Sticky
it's that
Squad
Eternal Bond.
Was it? They were just marinating in it.
I guess so. I mean, sitting on point, trying to get that contest. We saw player 5 here on the Groot fall extremely low. He's trying to Fortnite build up to this high ground there, knowing there's someone lurking.
He does not have enough mat. Let's go get some more wood. Player 8 here. Brutal. Strangling Prison in the back. Huge. Putting up the wall to help him find 3. A Sticky Squad will bolster the defenses with 1 minute left. CCNY is being brought all the way.
Really good use of the Groot there. Being able to win a fight that quick just with one ult is definitely important. Going to this next one now, we're going to see Sticky Squad with 2 building up to 4. With similar from CCNY. I think it's really going to be the last fight. If not, it's going to lead to some kind of feeding for the last one. We're going to have to see what kind of picks we can see the Moon Knight on the high ground.
Soul Resurgence from the Mantis out of Sticky Squad. Trying to keep everyone up as well as do some damage. Hand of Khonshu finds the Strange and the Thor. Both tanks being taken down by the Moon Knight ultimate. With 15 seconds left and 2 tanks dead.
I do think we might have time for a Strange portal. I'm unsure though. We might have to see a touch, which we do. I think we.
You're right.
Might see the Strange portal. No, we saw it earlier.
We did the Eternal Bond, came out, Invisible Boundary from Sticky Squad, being responded with an Invisible Boundary of their own. Out of CCNY, will get slept at during the Agamotto. Unable to find the connection. The Mantis will find the sleep. Strangling Prison comes out. CCNY now on the back foot. Their members are low. They're scattered everywhere, and Sticky Squad is defending. Here comes the Tickle Monster. We'll get shut down.
Wow, I mean, I'm really putting the MVP of that round to the Groot player on ODU. Just absolutely crazy plays there. Phenomenal walls, amazing Groot ult. That was just crazy. I mean, we also saw from the Moon Knight an absolutely clutch ultimate shutting down the tank players of CCNY right before that Eye of Agamotto, and even during that Thor ult. Just really put a thorn in the side of CCNY, really slowing them down. I believe that was almost a 3-minute hold on that last point. Definitely a change in pace compared to how ODU was playing on that attack, or compared to how CCNY was playing that attack side at the start of that.
Oh, See a little Iron Man dance here coming from Sticky Squad. I
I
don't know if the
know
Strange is
for-
buying into it. I don't think
don't
he's
know
liking it,
for-
actually.
Not sure if we're getting this Iron Man just for the dance or if we're actually going to see that pick, but we are going to see the triple support now for CCNY, with the Loki being one of them. Those
They certainly do.
double any of these ults are going to be really strong. I mean, a second Eye of Agamotto or a second Visible Boundary could be an absolute game changer. Correct me if I'm wrong, can Loki target enemies or just allies?
I believe it is. I thought it was anyone. I guess we will see for sure. I don't play much Loki myself. I should know this, but I just don't for sure. So I'm going to say anyone, but I do not know for sure certain.
Oh.
It won't matter, as Moon Knight will pick the Loki. First pick of the game. Sticky Squad coming out with that damage and those picks. Gonna now start the cart.
Two of your supports that quick is tough, as we're going to see almost an immediate swap off the Loki to the Bucky, and then off the cloak to the Loki. So they are going to keep it up. As we do see the Strange falling low, as ODU's putting some pressure, pushing this cart, doing a phenomenal job, already taking the space, finding early picks.
Look at that wall. The Invisible Woman pushes inward, hits a couple, the group will wall them off. What a combo. Beautiful, beautiful work from the side of the Sticky Squad. Certainly showing CCNY how sticky it gets here. Now pushing onto this point. We see the Invisible Woman finding the Strange. God of Thunder comes out, gets responded by the Soul Resurgence. Man, just trying to keep everyone alive. Moon Knight bouncing these shots off the Yongs, claiming some kills, and that will be the first point secured for Sticky Squad.
Yeah, I will say I think it had a little more trouble than CCNY did on the attack, but still pushing into this with 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Thor trying not to get caught out, as we need to see CCNY put up a decent hold here.
Certainly, I mean, we saw Sticky Squad really give them a run for their money during the second point. They did end up capping it, but not without getting their time bank drained down significantly. Invisible Boundary comes out for CCNY on this point. Eye of Agamotto will catch two outside of it. Picks going all around now. Two with the Terror Cape and two with the Moon Knight shots. 5 members down, finding the 6th. And they're going to be really close to capping this second point. I don't know if CCNY... Now, they should get a defense off. Yep, they're already respawning.
Looks like they're getting a portal. Yeah, looks like they're going to get that portal. It's going to be tough, too, because they do have... Are they even going to be able to run to the point in time?
A little behind. Don't worry about that. Okay, they will get there. No, they won't!
Oh, my God!
Having to walk just a little too far. CCNY will not get to that point. No contest. Playing now in this Eternal Bond from the Cloak and Dagger. Sticky Squad will find more picks. The Loki falls, leaving just the Bucky. Oh! Punched into the wall, even. That was Cloak finding his way back to spawn. Oh, a little bit of a stagger onto the tank of CCNY. They know he's back
in
here.
This back line.
I mean, how do you get out? What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, you just wait for the team to group up. I mean, you're already so low. You're by the other team spawn. Just stall yourself at this point.
Oh, yeah, that's just very sad. It would have been better probably just to get it over with right away. Would have been respawning about now and back up with his team. Actually swapping two Strange now off of the Thor. Moon Knight using the Cloak and Dagger team up. Going invisible inside that radius. Eternal Bond comes out, as well as the Strangling Prison Hand of Khonshu combo. Sticky Squad seems to be in quite the driver's seat right now. Eye of Agamotto will get blocked. Last member falls as Sticky Squad with what an amazing comeback.
I mean, they definitely
winning
had
this round.
a much bigger show on these past 2 maps compared to that first one. They obviously were playing well on that, but just so much of a difference here. Doing a phenomenal job. In comes Fletch on the Moon Knight going 39-6. We saw some fantastic ultimates from that. Some fantastic Groot walls from both sides. Or I don't know, I think we actually see Hoopla watching swapping to the Groot last minute there. But we definitely saw some decent ults from both sides. However, I think ODU just did a little bit better at keeping their team up and their usage of their ultimates, making sure they always had something available to keep the team rolling. I'm stumbling over my words here, but yeah, that was just great showmanship there from ODU. Sticky Squad. GG's to both teams, and congratulations to them for the win, bringing their record to 2-2.
Certainly, I mean, GG's to both teams, like you said. Great play, great match. I mean, just an awesome showing from both teams here. Even CCNY taking this loss can look back on this and reflect it. Say how good that they played in that first round. The second round got a little bit away, but bringing it back into this third map, they definitely fought harder, even almost finished pushing for that third point. But Sticky Squad will end up holding, and I mean, GG's to them.
For sure. We will, I guess, just be back in a few minutes as we're going to search for our next 2 teams. Be sure to stay tuned, and hopefully we'll get a just as an exciting match as this one. So see you guys in just a few minutes. Welcome back to the ECAC stream here. We're going into our second match of the night. We're going to be following ODU Sticky Squad off the back of their victory, fighting now into SAC State Green. Important to note the current records now. The teams right now, SAC State Green is currently 13-0. So they are definitely a behemoth of a team fighting into Sticky Squad here, but we did see just how truly powerful and how sticky this team can get in the thick of it. And we do see ODU again with the 2-2.
We do see the Hella ban.
Yeah, from I believe ODU is on the left. Unfortunately, the player names are hidden again.
Yeah, I believe that's a setting. We will try to fix it for next map. But I don't think there's much we can do this one unless the players have technical difficulty. But
yeah, speaking of technical difficulty, we are going to have this Bucky pick from SAC. I think ODU might just be a little tired of seeing that Bucky after the last game. And I believe we're going to see SAC State Green with quite a fight going to this next one. I mean, I'm with a 13-0 win-loss, one of the very few teams that has that kind of win rate. I mean, I'm looking through the list. There's only one other team with a 100%, and that's a team with 2 wins. So, I mean, we see FIU is 18-1. I'd argue that's more impressive, but still, I'm high expectations for SAC here.
Pick your hero or villain.
They did skip a ban there, actually. SAC State. We'll see if that was intentional. It's looking like we're just selecting. We do see a King hover. They definitely were playing that a bit.
Yeah, that strange ban is definitely interesting, getting rid of that. Important to note, we did see ODU playing last game, and now we're actually seeing that Spider-Man save. I believe last match we saw it was I'm already forgetting. The ODU's opponents were banning that Spider-Man every game. So, I mean, we could just have some god Spider-Man player in ODU and not even know it. However, they are going to unfortunately swap off of it. Possibly just for this Iron Man attention, though.
Yeah, I think we're seeing Iron Man do what all Iron Mans do, and then swap to the support. Cloak and Dagger now. Yeah, definitely more of a standard comp. That triple support, 1 DPS, and then 2 tanks. As we see a 2-2-2 for SAC State.
Yeah, important to note too that Adam Warlock and that thing we did see a bit of a thing, but the Adam is new for tonight. Gonna be interesting to see how they play.
Certainly is. Great hero. And without, I believe, got a little bit of buffs recently, while some of the other supports received nerfs, making him very, much more viable, I would say. We're going to see what SAC State is able to do. Like we said, Sticky Squad are in quite the underdog position here going into this match. We saw them have a very even matchup last game, and you know, even if Sticky Squad is not able to win this game, which that is not cutting them out way too early at all. I'm just saying, being able to take off some of the rounds off of this very big name in this tournament would be massive for them.
Definitely. I mean, like I said, the SAC State here is definitely a force to be reckoned with, and if you're Sticky Squad, you got to go in fighting. You can't just expect the loss. You got to be fighting for the win, you know?
Absolutely. We see SAC State pushed up a little bit here. Fairly close to the spawn. Galactic Legend gets responded by a Fate of Both Worlds. Sticky Squad now going to be trying to push up with that Fate of Both Worlds. Favoring that heal instead of the damage amp. Unable to rapidly switch between them anymore. Ooh, the Magneto will fall from Sticky Squad. Bracken Impact going down with a Soul Resurgence and a Meteor M now. Committing a lot of ults to this fight from both teams, but SAC State is doing a pretty good job at holding on to still some of them.
Yeah, we're seeing this fight wrap up as SAC is at the point at 85 now. Sticky Squad, most of the members respawning, and it's looking real grim for them now as they've used a majority of their ults, and State Green here sitting pretty with most of theirs up and the point being capped. That's going to be a very tough round for ODU.
Certainly is. I feel like they might have to make some swaps. SAC State is playing very aggressive. I mean, pushing up near their spawn door. We're going to see ODU punish them just a little bit hard when they go up for it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's something that is hard to deal with. We see State Green running a very solid comp. That Bucky and Magneto able to cause some decent mid to long range damage as you have this Star-Lord thing just causing so much issues in the back. Something else important to mention about the Thing pick here is even though we did see it, I don't think we actually saw it with the Sue Storm, that Invisible Woman, and that's going to allow for that team up, just giving the Thing even more survivability.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3.
It certainly will. We're going to see a Venom swap
All you need to do is capture the
from Sticky Squad.
As well as that Spider-Man for that team up. The
Symbiote.
Symbiote, I was going to say Cenobite. Way wrong series.
Galactic Legend coming out very early from SA State. Trying to put down a lot of pressure. Very aggressive. Very forward. Using both DPS ults. Committing a lot to this fight. But they do find the kills.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, we saw the Buckies there in a 1v1 with the one with the Kraken Impact almost losing from SAC, but is able to take that and a support on the way out, as this first cap is going to go in favor of SAC.
Yeah, we see a similar situation where Sticky Squad is just being pushed back by SAC here. Got to see them get some picks. Unfortunately, gets picked by the Invisible Woman. Eternal Bond from Sticky Squad, as well as an Invisible Boundary from SAC State, keeping everyone alive. Meteor M's both ways.
clearly you needed some help.
Yeah, I mean, State will just retain the point.
With both the Invisible Boundary and that Meteor M from both teams being committed, still going to stay in favor of State Green as they're going to push up and cause even more pressure as this team is just respawning, not giving ODU any room to play with.
We did just see the Spider-Man ult there. Karmic Revival picking up that Star-Lord. SAC State trying to fight into this. Fate of Both Worlds out now from Luna. Clobbering time will connect with, I think, just one. Galactic Legend coming in and cleaning up for SAC State now.
Wow. I mean, yeah, that's just a great show from SAC. They're just dumping these ults the second they get them. They do not want to hang on to them. They're playing up. They say, we're going to use them, and I mean, before the next fight's over, we'll have them up again. No point in sitting on it. And I think that's definitely something that's helping them out here to keep this pressure on ODU, is just how aggressive they're being with these ultimates. Oh, it just doesn't
Spider-Man
get that
can't even
touch.
sit. I mean, that's incredible. Just finding that pick. Great mechanical skill coming out of SAC State. Taking this first map pretty dominantly. ODU, yeah, I mean, It looks grim, and especially fighting into the top dog, or at least one of them, 13-0. That's a very, very great, like, nice record that, that SAC State is carrying around. But everyone must fall, everyone will get their match. SAC State looking pretty good in this first round. I'm going to see what Sticky Squad is able to do in this next map.
Yeah, I think ODU is going to have to rely on a lot in order to win this. They're going to have to plan on that. I mean, plan on making those target bans, recognize what was a big issue. I think a big target would be that Star Lord. I mean, almost every single time we saw that ultimate be used, it was 2 to 3 ults, 2 to 3 kills every single time. So, I mean, as well as that Spider-Man pick, I don't think we saw too much value out of that. Do you really want to use the save on that, or maybe something that SAC banned that you're going to want, such as that Strange? We did see ODU do very well on that Strange with Blue Ninja. As well as, I mean, we mentioned the record of SAC. Even though that win rate is scary, something else to note is just the amount of games that the team has played is, I mean, it's more than quadruple what ODU has, and that just goes to show the team coordination that SAC State Green has. Is they just have so much more team experience under their belt, where ODU, they're a pretty fresh team. They may not have too much experience in this team, and maybe that's something they need to work on, is just get their coordination a little bit better, understand their picks and how they work together a little more.
And it is going to be Sticky Squad's map pick. We're going to see where they decide to go. I think we're just trying to make sure that we do have all these settings right to give credit to these players. Should just be a minute, just making sure. We don't have the map change yet. Like we usually say, that Clintar is usually the pick, but we will see. I'm not sure what the setting is.
Yeah, I mean, we're having some issues right now where we're having the issue of not being able to see the team names, and I don't believe it's on our end. I'm really not sure. Marvel Rivals definitely is some unknown settings.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with all the settings yet. It's looking like we are going to go in on Clintar. Pretty standard. It's looking like the teams are just figuring out which sides now.
Yeah, we're going to see SAC taking the attack first, which, I mean, assuming SAC keeps the pressure on, could be a fairly long game, as I think we're going to likely see them go all the way and ODU struggle in the first point. Not saying that's what's going to happen, but I think that just judging off of the first point there, we did see ODU struggle a little bit. However, it was this map we saw ODU really flip the script on the last team. So there definitely is a chance, assuming they take the right picks and bans. I don't know how much I like that Spider-Man. We didn't get too much value from it. Good Spider-Man is not going to be able to play too well into a very good and coordinated team, especially one that can hit their shots. We saw Hexic get a very nice, get some very nice shots with the Bucky onto the Spider-Man. That's just going to be something that's going to be hard to play into. I'm hoping for just a change in the comp. Maybe running that Groot again. I like the Groot pick. I like the Strange pick. Hopefully doing that, doing the save on that Strange this time to prevent SAC from blocking it. Banning it, I should say.
I agree. I mean, if ODU finds themselves again, seeming like they're just running into a wall, I would like to see some swaps, maybe some unconventional ones too. Whatever that they're comfortable with might just be a better pick than going for a, meta team comp that they might be trying to do. It might just come down to, what this team has practiced with, who they're more comfortable on, and well, we're just going to have to see them, I think, completely change the play style here that they're going for.
Exactly. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, we're gonna have to see them apply the target bans. They're gonna have to really group up, recognize what can they do to make a difference, and make sure they actually apply those instead of just recognizing them and moving on. I mean, we do see as well the ranks of the members of SAC. I think we saw all GM, including a one above all from
Wow.
SAC. So that's top 500. That's very impressive ranks. So ODU
Certainly is.
definitely punching up for the most part.
So we do have SAC on attack, I believe. That is what they called. So we'll see which heroes get the saves and bans here. We do see the strange ban right away. No portals on Clintar for once. Oh no, they're going to have to push up the main street now.
Yeah. Thankfully, we did resolve the player names. We are going to be able to deal with that now. Or I say deal with finally able to see the players. Yeah, I mean, we are already seeing Wolfen hovering this Groot again. We saw some great walls from that. I mean, I'm expecting. I'm not really sure what I'm expecting for. Wow, I mean, a Storm save is a little interesting. I'm expecting a Wolverine ban, however, from ODU. I mean, if you're playing that Groot, the Wolverine pick is the last thing you want to deal with.
Certainly is. And we did see them with ODU Sticky Squad with a pretty solid hold featuring that Groot. So would not surprise me if they're looking to go for that again. We do see a Thing Hover from Blue Ninja. We do know that they were going Groot Strange last time, but having that Strange ban definitely opening it up a bit more. And we might have to see a Thing come out instead.
Yeah, I mean, typically we see this. Oh, okay. I was gonna say typically we see that Rocket ban from ODU, but they're definitely opting for that Star Lord, and that's something I like to see. Something else I also very much like to see is this attack penny from Edna. I'm a big penny player, as I've said. I think attack. People hate the penny on attack. I think you're just not playing it right, you know. And I'm excited to see what Edna is able to do with it. Especially, I'm gonna unfortunately have to safe to assume these are not gonna be the team's final picks. We're seeing Kytrex on the Widow.
Yeah, we might see some last-second
There's
swaps.
a Loyola though on the defense. I don't know. We're seeing a Widow skin too. I'm unsure. Can we get a quick peek at the board? Let's see if we see a Lord here.
No,
No,
Lord
no
icon
Lord.
from the Widow. We're Lord's checking now. That has what it's come to. What's the? I don't know. Sprinting against that door. It's looking like Kytrex is looking to get out.
I'm excited to see
a
it as
little
well
Widow
as,
1v1.
Yeah, the Widow 1v1 is definitely not something I was expecting to see. I do think that Storm
And a
is
penny
gonna.
attack.
Hey, don't diss the penny attack, all right?
No, not at all. I mean, let's see it. We definitely have not seen it much. Recognizing that threat. Clorox Wipes was on the high ground. Get caught in that Widow's sights. Unable to hit their marks just yet. Seeing the enemy Black Widow. Knowing you have to duel them. And will land the headshot. Kytrex winning that first Widow duel. Maybe the most important one. That sends a message.
We
Now
already
being
see
down
Edna.
one member. The penny mines will explode Clorox Wipes. Kytrex finds a second one on the Blue Ninja. And that's where you see the Widow shine. I mean, just being able to secure those kills like that, like we said before, is just so important in Marvel Rivals. Just being down just those members immediately, right away, all due to some nice aim and a great headshot.
I'm a little surprised to see the Widow swap for Odu, just in general. Oh my god, we're seeing Kytrex hopping off, finding two.
Ooh, looking for a
Already
third.
crack and impact.
Has a lot of the members highlighted, but unable to find that execute. Kytrex will,
Oh
though.
my God.
There's two. Can we get a 360? Ah, whatever. Still a no scope.
Now,
SAC just on a tear right now.
Yeah, just absolutely insane, putting pressure on with this Widow.
Ooh.
Is gonna fall though to Loyola.
A pull onto the Mantis will secure that.
They're gonna force
Uppercut.
him possibly into the other lane that we did see Edna rig up with some bombs. Gonna be hard to push into this Penny.
We see the Venom just hovering on the wall, perched, waiting to strike. Now in the back line. Clorox Wipes using that eternal bond, trying to keep everyone alive. Did miss out a few members already, though, as they're already back in spawn, respawning now, though. Little Widow 1v1 we're seeing.
Wow.
This
And I mean, with just, even though we did see ODU finally get a few picks there, even though we do see a triple from Edna there, we do see ODU ODU lose as SAC gets this cap. And I mean, we're seeing some great pressure up. I mean, even though it's a bit of a strange comp, we're seeing exactly what you'd want to. You're seeing some fantastic picks from Kytrex, big distraction from the Sage. And I mean, we're seeing Edna on this Penny just every single time running around to this flank as quick as possible and just causing as much of a distraction of this backline as possible. And we can definitely see it working out.
We see the Spider Sweeper out now from Edna. Gets slept. Not for too long. Still a long charge on the ultimate to go. Sage Balls with the Feast of the Abyss will find my Rose. Meteor M will help the damage with a projectile. Bodies all over point. A crack and impact in the back. Unable to find Loyola. We see Kytrex positioned up here now, looking for a headshot.
Yeah, I mean, just right after the spawn door, that's going to be a very fast attack take for SAC. And now it's all on ODU in order to flip this match around. They're going to need to match that, I mean, that cap, as well as doing it again, I guess, with SAC 4.5 minutes on the clock on their next attack. Just very insane.
Yeah, that is certainly a great time bank to have.
Not to mention now you're playing into that Penny on the defense. I mean, Penny on attack obviously is questionable unless you're playing it right. We did see Edna doing that. You got to go play defense on attack. You got to get in the back line and defend it. Force the enemy to be stuck. However, on defense, it's just so much harder for the attacking team. We're going to have to see if ODU is able to make that happen. I think it'll be a bit easier for Loyola to find some picks where you know exactly where the team's coming from. They're going to be pushing down a single hallway. So, I mean, we might see a little bit better pick from the Widow there. However, again, it might be even easier for Kytrex.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can get that, little Widow duel again. Kytrex favoring this high ground. Gonna see what they're able to pick as Sticky Squad is about to start their attack. We saw their attack last game. They didn't go for the Strange Portal right away. They were pushing a little slower, a little more methodical. Right here we see Sage Balls on the cap, just putting up that shield. Maybe messing around just a little bit. Now ready to beat up the thing, ready to run away. Fighting in this small room against the thing is definitely questionable. He's running around, will pick up Hexic. Kytrex finds my Rose. Down a support. ODU's gonna have to play a little safer. But with Wolfen finding a pick now onto one of the tanks, that might be able to start getting some... Oh, they do get a tick on this point. Looking to climb a little bit more, but Kytrex will find Fletch. As as this fight is just scattered everywhere, it seems.
I mean, oh,
Ooh.
just a few percent left. We'll see SAC flip it back with the help of that Kytrex ult. What's the name of Widow's ult? I see it so rarely, I'm not even sure.
That is an electroplasma explosion.
There you go. The electroplasma explosion finding the supports on ODU as we see even more picks coming through from Kytrex. Very impressive Widow gameplay as they trap the Sage in the back by sheer body block with the tanks. That might be the opening ODU needs to keep pushing up, although they are down a support.
Yeah, it's looking pretty tough here for ODU. They did have that pick. A Cap is able to get back to point pretty fast, able to sprint even. Already back as ODU's about to start getting on point. Blue Ninja does have clobbering time, letting it go. We'll find the Mantis, but not before getting that ultimate out. Kytrex still in that Eagle's nest up there, looking for picks. Invisible Boundary now comes out from Clorox wipes. Sticky Squad's trying to fight on point. Fledge does find Edna, resetting that ultimate, I bet. Does strike Sage Balls, but you're not going to be able to kill that Captain America easily as he's ulting.
Yes, we are seeing the picks go back and forth.
Ooh.
Oh no!
Oh.
Loyola popping
Kytrex.
that Loki ult as Kytrex shuts it down the second it happens. That is so unfortunate. Leaving ODU with, 50 seconds left and no ults to work with. Losing a support ult like that is very tough. However, SAC looks like they only really have this Kraken impact.
Here it comes out now, though. I don't know if he's going to be able to find the reset.
I think it got negated by
right now.
Wolfen's bubble.
Oh, okay. I didn't see who got marked with that. We do see Kytrex
Wolfen
getting pulled and dying. Hexic finding a pick of their own. 5v5 right now. Sticky Squad falling critically low. Gonna have to try to stay healed up. With only 10 seconds left, they're also gonna have to start pushing point. Fletch falls. Soul Resurgence will try to help SAC stay alive. Edna finds 2. And I believe that will be it for ODU Sticky Squad on Clintar.
Yeah, that's going to be just straight stats there. We saw ODU putting up as much as they could, as big of a fight. They almost got that first cap, just a little under 7%. But SAC State Green definitely put their win rate to the test. As we see Kytrex on the Widow MVP, not something you see every day.
No, at least none of the Widows on my team.
Well, we can actually see it now. It is a Lord, is in fact a Lord Widow.
It is, yeah. I guess it didn't show up before. Kytrex definitely showing the hero mastery there. Certainly a very strong pick on the Black Widow.
Definitely. That was a pretty quick game, obviously. I think SA State Green, definitely just a little more experience under their belt, a little more team coordination. ODU, a Sticky Squad, I think just needs to maybe spend some more time together, learning how each other plays, maybe matching up a little more, figure out the differences they can make, maybe spread out their ultimates just a little bit more, and I guess learn to adapt. We did see the nice target ban that definitely stalled it out a little bit, but I don't think anyone saw a Lord Widow on the horizon, so maybe you would prefer that Star-Lord.
Yeah, GG's to both teams. SAC walking away with that win. I believe we are going to go to a short break while we find our next match.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.
All right. Welcome back. We are getting into our third game here. We have the Ragin' Cajuns versus CCNY. We are going to be getting into the picks and bans momentarily here. We see a Mr. Fantastic hover, which I don't think we've seen yet. Or actually, I believe last week we saw some. It got some play. I don't remember exactly who got the play out of him. But we're going to see a Hulk ban, as well as now Raging Cajun ban. Black Panther.
Yeah, that's not something we see every day. I mean, I believe I don't think we saw any teams tonight playing the Black Panther. So clearly, maybe Raging Cajun had a bit of a bad experience with them. Just trying to get that out of there.
Saving the Winter Soldier. Bucky there.
Yeah, seeing that Magneto save, we do see Hoopla playing a lot of that Magneto in that first game, which did lead them to that win against, was it Team Sticky? What was their names?
ODU Sticky Squad.
Sticky Squad, that was it.
Yeah, we
And that
saw
Wolverine.
Hoopla doing really well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
Unfortunately-
we really saw like a missed ult, especially on a couple cloak and daggers and ulting people. You know, very very good counter. I'm excited to see this Mr. Fantastic from Epultra. That's not something we've seen yet tonight as well.
Yeah, I was touching on that we saw it, I believe, last week. No Mr. Fantastic tonight. Going to be seeing him for the first time. Like you were saying, Hoopla playing the Magneto. We do have Wes in now on the thing. I cannot remember who exactly placing, or it might have been my memory does not fail me. It's Wolfen, or that might have been ODU.
What exactly are you asking?
30 seconds before you
The tank player for CCNY. I don't believe we
I
had Wes
believe
the
it was-
first game.
Yeah, no, I don't think we. Yeah, I believe you're right. I think it was Wolfen.
Or that might have been ODU. I'm not sure. Apologies if that's wrong.
Can definitely say that we did not see Wesu, so definitely a new player that we're seeing here.
battle starts in 5,
Mm,
4, 3, 2,
gonna be getting in. We do see the Fantastic Four, the team up there, enabled by Invisible Woman for Raging Cajun. Having the Thing, Mr. Fantastic, and Invisible Woman. Having 3 members of the 4-member team up there.
For sure.
Thing's boxing it out on that high ground, gonna towards point. We saw Radlom using that team up, being able to regain some of that HP. Doing well tanking. Nodic will find a few secured kills as Raging Cajun start capping that point now.
Yeah, that's a lot of quick damage out from Nodic, and a very quick cleanup from Raging Cajun on this first point. Gonna see CCNY looking to come back just as quick here, get some nice picks, maybe looking for a nice hook from I Am White or to isolate that first pick. Gonna be hard though with the Thing not being able to be moved.
Earthbound, Call Nest, he cannot move. No dashing in that little field that he has there, no movement ability. When the Thing does finish slamming, definitely makes it a little bit harder. We see CCNY now picking up some kills with Wes, boxing a little bit of Raging Cajun there. Radlom trying to do something similar, but getting picked up as the point will swap.
Yeah, and I mean, we didn't even see any ults committed for that fight from either team. It was just a matter of out DPSing, out positioning the other team. So good job from CCNY. They're looking to hold this at about a 30-point disadvantage. They're going to need to hold this for a decent while if they want to win this.
Soul Resurgence comes out from Juro. Keeping Raging Cajun alive. Now getting on the aggression. Pushing up. Brainiac bounds from Poltra coming out. Gets responded with an Eternal Bond from Razkov. And with that Eternal Bond, keeping everyone up of CCNY and finding some picks, they will start to take the lead very soon here.
Yeah, committing 2 ults from either side. We're seeing CCNY making a decent hold here against Raging Cajun with a lot to continue. I feel like if we can see CCNY get this invisible barrier out from Nitobi early, it could be heavily in favor of CCNY, as they've got a lot of ults that can be countered just by that one, including the DPS. Seeing the tanks fall low for Raging Cajun early, though. Red Lum falls early.
Certainly are. Hey, it's very unfortunate Radlom getting picked there. CCNY is able to clean up, as now they're approaching some pretty high percentage now. Even if Raging Cajun is able to fight into this next point, or this next fight here, it's gonna be an overtime. CCNY is just banking on one finished fight to secure this first round. Radlom dashing all the way in, does have clobbering time. Choosing not to use it just yet. Meteor M striking the thing. He's shrugging it off. Clobbering time will find Razkov. Galactic Legend in the air from Surges, trying to find any pick. Kraken Impact was going down from I Am White during the whole thing. Picks both ways. We're left with things on the point. But Raging Cajun will outbox CCNY there and swing the percentage back over in their favor.
Yeah, that was a very close fight after that huge dump of ults that came down just to Wezu on that point in that 3v1 with that clobber in time. Decided not to use it. However, they're going to get this strange portal on. Now with the triple tank double support contesting this.
Certainly the Soul Resurgence from Juro, trying desperately to keep Raging Cajun alive right now. Clobbering time from Wes. Brainiac bounce. Poltra doing work, just getting some taps down onto the enemies, securing Wes. And now CCNY is in the position they just had Raging Cajun is, where even if they do touch, will they be able to fight? And they won't even be able to.
I think they just opted. I mean, I say I think they opted not to touch, but I don't think they really had a choice in the matter there. They got shut down just a little too late. When you're losing a fight like that at 80%, you're not going to have a lot of time to get to point. We see that there as Raging Cajun does take that first point, and CCNY was looking strong, but unfortunately did lose that first point. Going to be going to this next one with that Cloak ult versus the what looks to be the clobbering time and building up to this Kraken Impact. I think it's just going to come down again, similar to that first point of just which team is going to be able to find better picks and better positioning. I really don't see the ults making too big of a difference here, especially just the trade that Razkov and Radlum can have here.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, now being up that one round is certainly huge going into the Raging Cajun has some, room for error here if they are, able to even make an error. It seems like they're playing pretty perfectly right now. CCNY was able to get them to that 99 percentage. We'll see if they can tip the scale in their favor this round. Fight going on before the point even opens. Poltra will be the first one to strike, the second one to strike, and the third one. Finding picks everywhere with Mr. Fantastic. Great stuff from the DPS out of Raging Cajun right now.
I mean, like I said, it's not going to come down to ults, just who gets the better picks. We see a Poltra proving my point right there with a fantastic 3-piece with just his arms. We're gonna go right into this next brawl with an early pick on the I Am White.
Yeah, Regretti finding that early secure as the rest of Raging Cajun will get in there, starting to box. Nodic finds 2, looking for a third, will find it. Can we get a fourth with a pull all the way back?
Oh.
Will help secure a fourth. And now we're just in a forward position here for Raging Cajun. We see Radlum posted up with clobbering time. Wes is gonna get it off first though. Now a pick onto Regretti, gets responded by the support from Raging Cajun. Not for long. As CCNY is starting to fight back.
Raging Cajun maybe just got a little overzealous, pushed up just a little too far. The CCNY is finally able to... I think they found Wezu out just a little too deep, and losing your thing like that, that's a lot of forward pressure gone, and early pick. Oh my god, what is Regretti doing up this far? Is he gonna get it? Looks like the Strange will manage to escape just barely.
We will be able to get out. Oh, not quite. Wes will find the pick. Radlom now dashing out. It's looking like they will just back up and choose to regroup.
What HP?
Surge is in a tough spot.
I think I saw the 1 on that health bar. Surge is looking a little low. Finding that health pack. Looking at the ults now. We're looking at 4 from both team. Both missing this Sue and Thing.
Brainiac bounce coming down. Eternal Bond, Galactic Legend. Every ult's getting you. Q, press it. Except for I Am White. We see holding that Kraken impact. Seems to be a pretty staple as of now. Oh, just unable to get Juro. Very close to being able to find that kill. That would have turned it completely differently had he been able to find that pick.
Now we're seeing 6 ults dropped, and only just now are we seeing the picks beginning as Regretti finds 4, with Apoltra picking up the last 2.
Yeah, off the back of that Radlom
from
clobbering time.
Very surprised from Raging Cajun, as both teams did sit on a tank ult. And I do think that this Eye of Agamotto might just be a little bit better to sit on than this Meteor M. Absolute game-changing ult with 78%. I think this Eye of Agamotto could be the stall that Raging Cajun needs to secure this first map. Look at how grouped CCNY is here.
Absolutely, but that means they have sights on Regretti. He's gonna have to find a way into the back line. And he does! 4 members stunned! Oh, getting stopped in their tracks. But Siki was not one of them, able to get that invisible boundary off. Able to fight back, Kraken impact from Nodic. There's the reset on the Loki clones. What a thing to see. As now CCMY is starting to fall on the point. Can't get away from the Mr. Fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful work there from Raging Cajun to shut out CCMY.
Yeah, that's going to be the first map in favor of Raging Cajun, and definitely doing so pretty strong. They looked good on Warrior Falls, falling a little bit in the middle of it. CNCNY definitely took their space, but on this map, the second point here, they definitely showed their strength, playing aggressive, and even when they do die, shows just how quickly they can come back. Even after a huge ult dump we saw in the middle of that, they're still able to come out with just some basic picks. They don't need those ults in order to win, and we definitely saw that. Regretti having a lot of nice picks on the supports, as well as Apoltra and Nodic. Just doing a phenomenal job. CCNY as well, again, did a great job. However, I think in certain points they maybe just lacked a little bit. I don't know if this I guess GOATS comp that they're running now is what they want. I mean, the triple tank, triple support maybe isn't the smartest idea. Or I'm sorry, I think that they were running the Bucky that whole time. I believe I Am White swapped off the Winter Soldier just for the portal at the last second.
Yeah.
So I feel like that into this 2-2-2, this triple support might not be enough. I mean, we see I mean, we saw surges for the most part on Loki for, I believe, most of that second point, correct? It wasn't just at the end.
Yeah, I believe Surges was on support for a good while there.
I mean, I just knowing that, I want to point out the 700 healing, almost 800 healing from the Loki. I mean, at that point, you are just playing a second DPS. But still, I think that maybe CCNY needs to recognize what the big issue was, and I think that's just the big aggression of Radlom on the thing, with the never-ending DPS from a Pultra and Nodic in the back of it. It's just so hard to deal with. What can you do to adapt to that? I mean, we've seen CCNY play as the Groot a little bit. Maybe we could see that swap. Just isolating that could be big. Anything really to just shut down this thing and let them take a little more space and not get pushed back as far with the pressure of getting killed so early on.
Yeah, looking at it now, I don't think Surges was on that Loki for too long. But either way, Raging Cajun did pull out 2-0 victory there. Definitely a strong performance. And like you were saying, with the triple support, triple tank, or I guess it was triple support, 2 tanks and a DPS for CCNY. I think if we do see that 2-2-2 comp, they might be able to put down a little more pressure on Raging Cajun here, as they're getting very aggressive. They're boxing in their faces quite often. And yeah, they're getting these support ults charged up and they're ready to use them, but they're using them in back foot positions that they're not really able to capitalize off of as much. So I think just going for a second DPS in this next match here might benefit them just a little bit more.
For sure. Like, we saw Siki use that invisible boundary in response to that strange ult from Regretti, and that was very big. However, we did see the fact that, I mean, like you said, it's purely defensive, and that's what you want to do. But then after that runs out, you're not going to have much left to respond. So at that point, instead of opting for that 3 support, just run something that can keep that pressure up on the other team and force the other team's support ult out, because there's absolutely no issue with playing a support ult defensively. However, if you're going to run triple support, you need one for the offensive. That's the idea, is you can have them to spare and pop them whenever you get them, and not needing to use them surely as a response. And that's honestly what we could see Raging Cajun doing, is with the aggression they had, that did leave their supports up to be able to play them aggressively. And even if the team there's no active ult, you just throw down that Invisible Woman ult and get instant value from it.
They certainly will, and we will see what team comps they favor here. Going right back to Wakanda, but now this time for Convergence. We see Nodic hovering that Human Torch. Have not seen him in play yet today. Part of that could definitely be a reason of frequent Storm bans. Storm has definitely not been let through too often. One of the stronger DPSs, as well as the stronger team up with Human Torch. So we will see Mantis going down right away from CCNY, not wanting to deal with that from Raging Cajun anymore. Juro completely being target banned there.
As well as Hoopla, as that Magneto gets banned from Raging Cajun. I'm expecting possibly a Storm save, or maybe something they know worked for them, like that Mr. Fantastic. Gonna see that Bucky, though. That definitely worked for them. Radlom on that, putting up some big pressure. Or I believe there was Notic on the
I think it was Nodic. Yep.
Nodic.
Yep.
See the Hulk save from CCNY. That's interesting, considering they banned it last time. That could be a result of the Magnetos ban, is just making sure that they do have something up that they can play for tank and not left with a little bit of a poor matchup. They are going to get rid of that Mr. Fantastic.
So sad. Pultra gonna have to swap. devastating blow. I believe those were 2 target bans coming from CCMY. Not a bad call. We are actually going to see Raging Cajun ban that storm. It seemed like the Human Torch hover was all for show, as they will start to go towards a little bit more of a dive comp here. Pultra on the Wolverine, as he did not get banned.
Yeah, the second that Black Panther and that Wolverine are not banned, they're locking it, as well as that Hulk. Hulk Strange Gamma, definitely a strong combo. No Iron Man to go with it. We're looking for it, looking at that for both teams here.
Certainly could. All right. Raging Cajun setting up here now on the defense.
They'll be coming in 30
We
seconds.
are going to see them using that team up.
Definitely.
Radlum on the Strange
Wait,
and
can we get the
ready.
penny cam? Can we get the penny cam? We're seeing the out of spawn lineups. Oh, it looks like they moved. I don't know if Raging Cajun's gonna fall for it, but as a penny player, I can say that currently you can shoot a few mines out of spawn, assuming you know the lineup.
3, 2,
But it looks like
You gotta
we're not
be
gonna
like
see
you gotta be
that.
in the loop.
you have to stop.
Yeah, you gotta.
It's all like the penny players. Yeah, you just gotta know to know.
I was gonna mention it, but I didn't want to make it known if
The
people
forbidden
didn't know it
fact.
existed. You know, yeah, it's already being shown, so I can't talk about it.
That is all right. We will see this push now going underway by CCNY. Nautic finding that first pick onto Razkov. The Black Panther immediately executing one of the supports for CCMY is exactly what you'd want.
We don't see this Hulk from defense putting up enough pressure you'd think it would be. More so just jumping in and out. But I do think
Just
once
being
the
a
fight
presence.
hones in on the point, it'll be a lot more aggressive. I do think this Wolverine pick from a Pultra is going to be the main difference. Being able to snag one of those tanks early is going to be a big swap in whoever has control over the fight.
Definitely could be. We're seeing this push now heavily on. Pultra is just eating in the back. Gets exiled. Far in the back and have to wait in timeout. Get back up in the fight. This might just be a who ults first kind of moment until it turns into a who ults last. Nothing be committed yet. Galactic Legend comes down with a response by 2 support ults from Raging Cajun.
That's not
Maybe
something
not
you
have
want to
communicated
see.
that, yeah, properly, as both get committed off of just one support or DPS ult.
They are, however, I mean, I would hope off the back of 2 DPS, 2 support ults, you would be able to win that. However, I don't know if the next ult will be so, the next fight will be so easy. Nodik with the movement, able to
He looked
slip
like he
away
was about
from
to
that.
get Hulk there. I guess he didn't. Okay, it really looked close. Through that final spear. I think Hulk knows he's there. Oh,
They're
Nautic just gonna slip
past
behind.
each other.
What in the Scooby-Doo is going on up there? Galactic Legend coming out from Surges, trying to flip over this bridge. Will choose to destroy it. Fate of both worlds coming out from Sicky, keeping everyone alive and damage boosted. Oh, and now we see this late play from Nautic. Unfortunately, just getting to the party just a little too late. Might have been a stall, though. As we see Hulk as well ulting.
I'm not sure what
yeah,
we're stalling for. It looks like the strange portal with the Eye of Agamotto. They are going to make it, but get cleaned up really quick. And that's
Eye
just not
does
what
hit
you wanna
too.
see.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked it looked all over the place. CCMY was just not able to get a solid push right back. Even that portal spelling, you know, disrupt. As soon as they went through, we saw a pick come down. It just was not going their way there.
Yeah, we're seeing CCNY doing a good job here, though, against Raging Cajun. Decent attack, got stopped at first, but we're seeing Nodik switching off this Panther, opting for the Black Widow. which I just don't know how much value you're going to get out of when you have this Hulk diving you, especially with this range shield up. You're going to have to see some very nice shots from Nodic.
We certainly will. We do have some ults online for CCNY. Choosing not to use them just yet. Eye of Agamotto is in play. Hoopla choosing to just hold on to it for right now. Razkov will find a pick, as now CCNY will blast through the defenses of Raging Cajun, find their picks, and maybe even finish pushing this point to the second way.
Yeah, I mean, that surprised me. We
They
saw
will.
Raging Cajun commit so much of their kit to trying to defend that first point that it forced them to lose the second as well. And that's leaving CCNY with very little contest, especially now rocking with almost all 6 of their ultimates. It's gonna be
Really almost
very
getting
hard
that
to shut
second
them down.
point for free, it seemed. I mean, they just kept walking, and it just worked, you know?
Yeah.
Nitobi throwing down this invisible boundary. Regretti and Radlom now finding some picks. Defense finally starting to do some numbers here, as they will shut down the push from CCNY.
However, I will say Wezu diving this far back is likely going to die on that hold. But that's going to force a lot of Raging Cajun out of position, assuming CCNY can push up and punish that. Looks like they are going to get out of position. CCNY just now needs to wait for Wezu to come back up and play aggressive here.
Absolutely, we see Nodic here popping the legend. Maybe a little preemptively, as Siki was able to respond right away with the Fate of Both Worlds. Eternal Bond now coming out in the back end of that Luna Snow ult. CCNY using these ultimates, as well as Raging Cajun. Regretti finding a pick, though. With the Eye of Agamotto, maybe trying to position up top a little bit. Gonna be forced down without CCNY pushing through.
Oh, good grab from Epultra. And I mean, with 1:45 left on the clock, we're seeing Raging Cajun finally get their footing and putting CCNY to a bit of a stall in this choke. And still, Raging Cajun has a lot of ults. They pull onto the hold.
You see the Wolverine all coming down, trying to slam down some of the members. Both invisible boundaries coming out. I believe it was Razkov's on the back end. CCNY trying to be kept alive. Eye of Agamotto comes out on 2 for Raging Cajun. That is all CCNY need, though, to start pushing through. Yet again, 1 minute left on this clock.
Yeah, looking at about 3 ults. While Raging Cajun likely is going to have 3 as well, a support, a DPS, and a tank.
Epultra hiding in the mist now. Coming out just to strike. I don't know if he got anyone there. Galactic Legend once again responded by the Fate of Both Worlds. This time it is Surges on the ult. He did get that Loki ult into Luna Snow.
Now we're going to see
We have
Sicky
Sickies now.
Sands.
Coming out. Just 2 Luna Snow ults back to back is so much sustain for the side of CCNY. Have plenty of time. 3 get hit.
Finding all
by
of the
the eye.
supports.
And Raging Cajun will capitalize. Finding 1. Gets immediately picked back up by I Am White, who is critically low up top, though. And unable to touch.
Yeah, I mean, even after 2 of those Luna Snow ults, CCNY is going to fail to push that to the final point. Raging Cajun making a very nice hold on this last point. Really making the swaps they need. CCNY just weren't able to respond to it in time.
I feel like maybe if Surges had opted for a more aggressive ult, like a second Eye Agamotto, or even that Star-Lord ult, it could have just been a little more different on how that went down. Maybe force out that Juro's ult, the Cloak and Dagger, much sooner, instead of having to use it in that last contest. I think there's a couple things that could have gone a little differently there, but I guess that's unfortunate to see. However, we did see a very nice attack from CCNY. Don't get me wrong, just before final point definitely is impressive, and it's going to be down to what Raging Cajun is able to do on this attack.
As we're seeing here by Radlom and Pultra, they have that fastball special enabled. Looking for the Wolverine lineup. Do you know the Wolverine lineups? Not quite.
Possibly. I don't
not
think
throw the Wolverine out.
Yeah, unfortunate.
That would be something. Not yet, at least.
Not yet. We'll get there in the game, but not yet. We're going to be seeing this Hulk Strange mirror again. Looks like we're going to get a nice throw on this Wolverine, possibly. Not if it gets exiled.
Yeah, unable to make the combo happen there. CCNY is wise to this, though. Not really going to try to let them get this combo off. Dropping down onto the members. Ipultra will find I Am White right away. What a pick to have. Down 1 DPS. CCNY going to have to back up a bit. Or risk Raging Cajun doing exactly that and picking them up. Now swinging this point so much faster than they were able to. I mean, they're gonna have to put up a strong second point defense here.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a very quick cap from Raging. I believe that was 1.5 minutes. Very efficient here. As we see
5:30 on the clock.
Yeah, that's a lot of time in the bank. Regretti falling low. We're seeing, yeah, Raging just really keeping this momentum going, pushing pressure up. And they're going to have the first ults to come out. The question is if they're going to use them aggressively or save them for the defense.
We'll see. An Eye of Agamotto is huge. Hits 5 of the members. Dropping a whale on top of them doesn't help any. Raging Cajun seems to be in the driver's seat, just completely in position here to finish this game. I mean, they did give up CCNY on their attack. Raging Cajun did kind of let them have second point almost for free. Not really a lot of fighting that went into it for them to cap it. And now there's a lot of fighting into it, but Raging Cajun still seem to be perfectly on track with CCNY's time.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, only little over 3 meters left. Big kills from Hoopla, though. As CCNY has 6 ults to dump into this fight.
They do. They're going to choose these surges.
Currently only has 1.
Razkov is well popped. Maybe they didn't need it. It's good to secure, though. They will have Sicky Sam's ult if need be.
What ult did we see from Surges there that we copied?
I didn't see the copy. I did see the Luna ult, so I'm not. Yeah, okay. It might have been invisible.
Yeah. Seeing
Gotcha.
3:30 on the clock now. Raging Cajun not giving up this pressure, pushing up very quick.
Last stand comes down, but unable to find much. Loki Relics as well come down to help keep everyone alive. Another huge Eye of Agamotto in the back. Regretti will pick up those 3. Hulk now having to fight even harder, pop the ult. And Toby's using that Luna Snow ult as well to help try and put this attack away.
I don't know if they're going to make it happen.
Hoopla already back with CCNY. And yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen now. Raging Cajun is too far away from the point, and with that portal back, CCNY
Yeah.
will be able to just get their defenses together.
Thanks to Wezu, just with that contest, using that Hulk ult. Very impressive as they find Radlum. That's definitely going to put a stall on the Raging Cajun's attack. Now down to just under 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Not many ults to work with. They're going to have this Cloak and Dagger ult. Best of both worlds. However, CCNY with this Eye of Agamotto, it's going to find 3, but will get exiled.
Yeah, was able to land the eye, but the exile puts him in timeout. Unable to follow up off of it.
I mean, going in this next one too, we're looking at Eye of Agamotto, Best of Both Worlds, as well as this Luna Snow and this Loki. I'm really anxious to see what Surges will ult here. Either a definitely a support. I'm hoping to see second of Eye of Agamotto. We're seeing those being the strongest ults to swap the fights. I definitely think having one, if not 2 of those, is the best thing you can do.
Certainly is. We're seeing Regretti falling critically low, being able to be kept alive by the supports of Raging Cajun.
Oh no!
Radlom does get out Hulk though. Will fall 2 Surges with a Loki army up top there. Clone City raining fire down upon everyone. Finding Juro next.
I mean, with a minute left, we're seeing CCNY with a phenomenal defense. Although we're seeing Raging Cajun with building up to 5 ultimates. Portaling, we're going to have 5
And a
ults
strange
basically
portal.
from both sides. I think there's going to be
Right
a
onto
lot
this Loki.
that can happen here.
Oh,
no, it's
the
bugged!
portal! It gets
What's
caught
happening?
by the map!
They can't get through!
No!
Oh, and that's going to put such a stop to Raging Cajun. Very unfortunate. You got to be careful playing that. It looks like they're going to opt for the flank route. But I don't think that's going to do
160-second
much.
cooldown now for that strange portal. That's so sad seeing it not be able to be used there. Just getting blocked by the map. Gonna have to fight it, take it the old-fashioned way. Nautic finding Hoopla. Eternal Bond out from Juro. Surges will copy the Luna Snow for the fate of both worlds. Keeping everyone up on the point. Regretti will find Siki though. Now Razkov using their Luna Snow ult. As well as Natobi. Luna Snow ults everywhere, keeping everyone alive. Doing what they can. It's a very hard fight on this point right now. Last stand available for Epultra. Nautic finds Wez. Galactic Legend comes out from the invisible boundary. Impossible to see him and just getting rained hellfire. Regretti with a nice Eye of Agamotto.
I think that might be the thing to secure it, as we saw Hoopla with that Eye of Agamotto ready to use it. However, Regretti catching all of CCNY, I believe it was 4 members with that Eye of Agamotto just before he was able to come down. And now they have to push 97 meters here. Going to 70 now with only 1:10 on the clock. They have to make sure they use these ults well. I think they're going to be able to use Hoopla's ult to put a stop to this. But will it be enough to stop them permanently?
Yeah, not to mention they had 5.5 minutes on that second point. Got their clock ran down a lot by CCNY here. We see Regretti picking up the first kill. Hoopla finding a beautiful Eye of Agamotto onto the support of Raging Cajun. Horn of Proteus comes out from Nautic. Unable to find too much as it picks both ways here. Getting ripped out of the sky. Wez will find Regretti. 20 seconds now. CCNY is gonna have to put up one last solid defense to send Raging Cajun off of this convergence map.
Yeah, I mean, this is match point for Raging Cajun. If they're able to make this cap, they're gonna win this game. CCNY is making their best hold. We see this Hulk ult come out from Radlom.
Fate of both worlds from Razkov starting it off. We're likely going to see Surges go for another one. I Am White going for the Galactic Legend. Huge Eye of Agamotto from Regretti, but too few members up on Raging Cajun for it to really make a difference. CCNY will have the picks, have Raging Cajun staggered, and will end up taking that second map.
Yeah, that's going to put that now the total score to 1-1 for both teams. Raging Cajun definitely showing a little struggle there with CCNY, flashing some fangs, putting a lot more pressure up. I mean, they definitely had a mountain to climb on that defense, but they did it. They made the swaps they needed very last minute. Again, we saw Wezu on that second point initially making a beautiful hold on that Hulk just by stalling with that ultimate. Definitely saved CCNY. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, they were about 3 meters from capping that with, I think it was like 4 minutes on the clock. But that cap definitely is what helped them win that game among a lot of other fights and perfect uses of ultimates from both sides. So GG's for that game, definitely.
Absolutely. And we saw some incredible strange play there from Regretti and Hoopla, finding massive Eyes of Agamotto constantly throughout that match. It would not surprise me if we just see a strange band in this next match. Maybe leave the Magneto open again or something like that, because, I mean, both of the Stranges putting up absolutely incredible numbers. Unfortunately, Raging Cajuns are not able to take it away this time. But fortunately for us, we get to go to a map 3 with these teams. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm excited to see this. This is our second map 3 of the night as well. So I'm excited to see it, and I really think this could go both ways. I was a little worried. We saw Raging Cajun putting a lot of pressure on CCNY that first map, but this definitely showed CCNY was here to fight, and they definitely do stand a chance.
They certainly do. And now it will be Raging Cajun's map pick going into map 3. I believe it is just straight payload. Last time we saw the Midtown pick, I believe that was from ODU and CCMY. But this time we are going in on Clintar.
On Convergence, which is the wrong mode.
Yeah.
So
we did just do a convergence, so yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if this gets changed.
I do believe these teams do need to reset, correct?
I think so. But I guess that will be up to them to really decide. I don't know if we I don't know if we can really get in contact with them right now. That will be up to the management there to make that call. We are not in control of the lobby. But right now, it looks like they're just getting into it.
Yeah, maybe once they go in and more so realize the exact mode, we'll see. But we are going to see a swap in sides at least, as CCNY is going to be on the blue and Raging Cajun on the red. Important to note, Raging Cajun not dealing with surges on that Loki anymore. That was just too much to handle. Are going to keep Epultra on that Mr. Fantastic, as well as get rid of Wezu's Hulk. They definitely know what was the issue, recognizing just how where the problems lie at, and can see these target bins. Or sorry, I looked a little wrong. We're seeing Wezu recognize their strengths and keeping that Hulk, not the ban.
Yeah, that is a save. Yeah, coming out from CCMY. We did have a ban skip there from Raging Cajun. And we are just going to wait to see what this last ban is here. Wolverine, pretty standard.
Yeah,
No
definitely-
storm ban here.
The right heroes could make
Yeah, it
all
definitely
the
opens it up a little bit. However, I'm also a little surprised at the no Strange ban. I mean, the Strange was definitely the overall MVP character of that game with some very big Eye of Agamotto's, very big picks overall. I think it's just a classic instance of both teams want it, both teams get a lot of value out of it, and you'd rather have the other team have it than give it up.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. It's like, all right, well, if you're going to use the good characters, I guess we'll just have to use them too.
Yeah.
And they're doing just that as we see the Strange Mirror with the Hulks again. A pretty similar team, I think, all around. No Loki, though, for Surges, so we are seeing the Cloak and Dagger instead, with the Invisible Woman and Luna Snow for a triple support on the defense. Good
Yeah, we're
to
seeing
mention.
a couple swaps here from Rage and Cajun, just figuring out what they want to rock with. But important note is this Squirrel Girl, probably just looking for that spam down this choke just to cause as much damage as possible. These spam roots that you can hit Wezus with on the aggression is going to be very helpful in order to help punish that forward play style that we've seen Wezus on.
Certainly will. We see this high ground getting pressured right away. I Am White falling pretty early there. Getting clipped right away. Pieced up by the Mr. Fantastic. Epultra back on the... I mean, it's no hot take to call it his main pick, maybe. Definitely a great showing on the Mr. Fantastic.
For sure.
Nautic finding a pick onto Siki. We're going to have to see if they're able to keep this pressure up and start taking this point, but it's... Oh, a Squirrel Girl will come out. Unbeatable Squirrel Tsunami. Take him on
Very
with her.
early use there. And that's something I do like to see. If you have it, just dump it. Get it out and
Yep.
get a new one.
Ooh,
Great
that's
picks
just
there
two on the
from
way out.
Nodic.
Hmm.
As that is a fairly quick cap from Rage and Cajun. As we're
Certainly
gonna
is.
see
5
the-
minutes on their bank.
That's also going to leave the long spawn for CCNY, as they're going to respawn all the way at third point. Having to walk up here, that's going to give Rage and Cajun plenty of space, not only just to push the cart, but just to tape some map control.
Certainly is. We're seeing this point just keep moving. CCNY is gonna have to start contesting this fairly soon for fear of Rage and Cajun getting a lot of distance. It looks like this will be the stopping point. They will throw up the defenses here. Hoopla will find a pick. Onto Nitobi. Galactic Legend comes out from I Am White. Gets responded by that invisible boundary. Going to be hard to find anything now with that. Great response ult from Juro. Eye of Agamotto will help pick up Juro then. And with a few more support ultimates, it's looking like CCMY is in control of the fight so far.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're seeing a couple support picks go back and forth from the Hulks as they're just in the backline. We're seeing Wezu deep in this backline, finding a pick on Epultra, putting a stop to Rage and Cajun finally.
They certainly will. 3:30 now on that time bank for Rage and Cajun. Plenty of time to... Yeah.
The Rage and Cajun currently isn't sitting on any support ults, unlike CCNY, which is going to make it real easy for these DPS to thrive, like right now with Epultra.
Yeah, Epultra was going for it.
team. But
Although that is good to
Still.
mention because they did have the support ults there, but chose not to commit any of them. Chose
Yeah,
to
I mean-
just keep them and maybe go for a reset instead. Maybe just let Rage and Cajun use some ultimates now.
Possibly you're seeing Radlon playing aggressive here. Gonna go big
Using
angry,
that
just
Hulk
causing some
smash.
issues.
How Hulk
portal.
smashing in the back. Will find Sicky. Galactic Legend gets Eye of Agamotto, ripping I Am White out of that ultimate, sending him right back up right after, though. We'll be able to find one off of it. CCNY will now hold a pretty strong defense so far. Hulk Smash now coming out from Wes will get exiled. Still wants to jump in and do some damage as Raging Cajun is forced to go on the back foot here.
Yeah, we saw Radlum with a very aggressive playstyle there, just causing the disruption, trying to let them cap. And I did like that. However, we saw a very clutch portal from Hoopla just to get them on point. And I think from there, combined with the Eye of Agamotto, it was just a little too much to handle. And now we're seeing Raging Cajun try and snap back. A lot of ults to work with here, building up to 4 now. 3, I guess.
Eternal Bond gets immediately responded. A Squirrel Stampede comes out as well during this from Nautic. Will end up helping find 2 picks. Invisible Boundary committed from Sicky and Juro now. Ults coming down from everywhere. We even have a Brainiac bounce from Poltra going on as CCNY is starting to get dismantled. Raging Cajun is finally starting to make some headway here and will end up getting this second point.
60 seconds left.
Yeah, we see Poltra really using that Brainiac bounce to the advantage, causing a big disruption just to clean up with the help of the DPS from Nodic, as they are able to cap this point with 2 minutes left. Looking to make this final point as we do see a couple swaps from CCNY, such as the triple support now. I think we've seen that for a bit, but as well as this Black Panther. Looking to, my guess is just cause a bit more disruption on the backline.
Yeah, gonna put some pressure on Nautic as well, I'm sure. The Squirrel Girl seems to be free farming just a little too much. Hulk Smash now out from Radlum with Nautic finding a few picks of their own. This payload will keep rolling forward. About a minute 30 left on Raging Cajun's clock now, as they're getting ever closer to this final destination.
Yeah, using that Squirrel Stampede now. I have Agamotto at 90% ready to be used, but the defense has quite a lot of ults, such as this best of both worlds.
Yeah, coming out now, trying to keep everyone alive. Except for Regretti, who they will be trying to target. Wes on a tear right now. Using the Hulk Smash even, ready to commit that. Gets exiled by Radlum, which will buy Raging Cajun some time to step back. But not for long, as Wes once more even gets Squirrel Girl rooted. Still ready to box, though. Will end up catching Radlum out, sending him into Bruce Banner. And he's still up here boxing.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the pressure we're seeing CCNY take here. They start to fall back. But, I mean, I kind of like that. They were able to get really aggressive, but that charged a lot of both teams' ultimates, making for a very intense last few seconds.
Certainly will, and with a nice Agamotto cut down from Hoopla, we're going to have to see quite the response from Raging Cajun. But I don't think Regretti found anyone. 2 support ults are in use right now for CCNY. Kraken Impact, landing a huge blow, gets the reset. Second again, gets blocked by the Hulk shield, I believe. Unable to find any marks. CCNY falling critically low. It seems like Wes is aware. And
I don't know. I feel like with this best of both worlds, there's a chance they get this contest.
They do have the contest off with a
they're
strange
trapped and
portal?
spawned with the portal.
Oh, that's what the portal was from Hoopla. Or I'm sorry, from Regretti there. Great stuff.
Yeah, see the
Finding their
contest,
way
though.
back to the point. Yeah, maybe that let them group up just a little bit harder. See Juro getting picked. Regretti finding 2, though, with that Gamma explosion. Epultra finding a few picks as well. Hulk Smash comes out from Wes, desperately trying to stay alive, but will end up getting picked.
Whoa, Raz only 2 though.
Wait a yeah, okay.
Oh,
Killing 4 to win the round would have been something.
yeah,
But Raging
Finally.
Cajun will finish that.
yeah. Finally letting Raging Cajun cat that in overtime, and it was definitely hard fought, not an easy cap by any means, and that's what we like to see. Very even match here, with these teams fighting tooth and nail for this victory. Now it's in favor of CCNY to play the attack and do exactly that, but just better. That's the only thing they can do here. I wouldn't be surprised if they go all the way and we get to I guess, an overtime match, you know?
Yeah, that would be something. I mean, I would expect nothing less from these teams. And giving us a match like that, we will see if CCMY is able to sink their teeth in on this attack round as much as Raging Cajun was. I mean, this first point went down pretty quickly for CCMY when Raging Cajun was attacking. We'll see if that goes the same way for CCMY on their attack side.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing the Bucky pick from Iron White. We did see that on this map and just in general earlier in CCNY's match. And we saw decent Kraken impact usage. I believe it did get blocked by the shield from Radlom. But I do think that combined with the team up from Surges, it could make for some good uses. Looks like we're going to the possibly disrupting the Strange. Isn't able to stop it. I believe he was looking for the exile.
Trying.
Did find the pick on Surges though, and that's gonna be
I'm not sure how
difficult.
Surges got picked there. That was something. Nautic finding a pick with the Squirrel Girl onto the Rocket. Now onto Razkov, just homing nuts for the supports. But Surges will get the revive onto Razkov.
Already has
Gonna
the
try to
Squirrel
keep-
Stampede.
Yeah, Squirrel Tsunami now going in the back line, claiming one. Epultra finds another. Raging Cajun now up in picks. Will not let CCMY have a similar attack round to what they did.
Yes, but I mean, we do see them get a little bit of progress on that point, and it's not great, but it's not awful. I mean, that's progress. You know,
Yeah,
even if they do get held here, that's, well, I guess it is second round actually, so they are going to need to keep pushing, but I'm hoping to see maybe a good hook, good team up here with this Rocket from IM White. Could make a big difference. Punisher swap as well for even more ammo dump, just into this Strange Shield, for as much damage as possible.
Yeah, using that ammo overload supplied by Razkov. We see them both right there, right now, using that infinite ammo and increased fire rate. These two DPS are having the time of their lives, blasting away at the enemies, but still just unable to find really anything. Siki going for that eternal bond on point. It's responded by the invisible boundary out of Juro. Huge Eye of Agamotto with the Gamma Burst will secure a lot of the kills for Raging Cajun and Regretti. Beautiful stuff.
And again, the unfortunate thing of having Razkov on that Rocket, you're getting great team up value, but you're now missing out on that support ult. You only have that Cloak and Dagger ult, but you don't have the Luna, you don't have the Invisible Woman ult to respond to that Eye of Agamotto. You're just going to get hard countered anytime that goes down.
Definitely might. We see the final judgment coming out, but with so many support ults, it's hard to get kills except for Nautic. That unbeatable Squirrel Tsunami still finding picks. Looking for Razkov at the end.
Now the third one of the match too, or this side at least, from
Twitch Notic, just that Squirrel Tsunami going up what seems like almost every single fight. Just causing great havoc.
I mean, the Squirrel Girl is just farming down this lane right now. Just shooting these squirrel shots straight down the main lane here. Connecting, even if you're not really looking where you're shooting.
Oh,
You know, as long as you fire in that general direction, you should be hitting something. See some ultimates now. Gonna be used this fight. Inflated State from Pulcher gets sent into the Brainiac bounce. I Am White, though, with the Kraken impact. Already on 2 resets.
Oh,
Gets executed by the Brainiac bounce. Brought his gun to a brain fight.
we saw Wezu shut down Regretti's Eye of Agamotto as well.
And I think because of it, we will see CCNY take it as soon as they go into overtime.
Yeah, with 3 minutes less than Raging Cajun did pushing into this, they're going to have to make quick work at this point, as well as the second. As I mean, maximum, they're only going to have another 3.5 minutes to cap this. I mean, assuming, yeah, again, assuming they cap this second point quick, they have 3.5 minutes to get from here to the final point.
There we see the Squirrel Tsunami up again, finding Sicky in the back line. Still on a tear. Razkov will get the res off with that beacon. Now going to be down for like right around 45 seconds. We see Surges on the Storm ult. Gets immediately countered by the invisible boundary. Juro with near perfect timing on that. Just completely negating that Storm ult. Cosmic Yarn Amplifier coming out from Razkov now, buffing his entire team's damage. Sticky doing the healing. CCNY has all the cards in their favor and are still getting picked by Radlum.
Yeah, we're seeing a very tough spot here as Raging Cajun is doing a phenomenal hold. I believe we see a Strange Portal come out from Regretti, I believe, just to get this touch. Oh no, it's actually Hoopla who used it.
Yeah, I would say Hoopla definitely is on cooldown.
And I mean, on attack, you're not going to have time for that touch anymore. Old Strangers with Eye of Agamotto's. However, Natobi with this, a snow ult up.
Oh, there we see the ult come down. Unable to find much though. Notic with that Squirrel Tsunami up again. Radlum canceling that Eye of Agamotto. Second time. Shut the left and the right eye. It's not happening.
I believe it's actually the opposite now. Now it is Radlum countering Hooplash. Last time it was Wezu's countering Regretti. So we're seeing a little bit of return on that cancel now.
Even better.
So looking little tough now for CCNY.
Hulk Smash comes out. Epultra will find 2 picks so far with the Brainiac bounce. Still going, finds a third in overtime. Putting down 3, claims a 4th. It's looking like Raging Cajun will put CCNY away.
And that is exactly what will happen as it comes down to Raging Cajun winning the map 3-1 and the game 2-1 in a definitely hard-fought battle. Definitely wasn't an easy fight.
Definitely not. We see Notic with that MVP screen at the end. Definitely has the number to show for it. 30,000 damage and 20 blows. I mean, it's just incredible. The numbers do not lie.
It feels like every single time we cut to Notic, they were throwing down that Squirrel Tsunami. It felt like it was up
Absolutely
every single fight. Squirrel Girl, definitely not a pick you see often, but we can see that the strength of it applied here. And that's very impressive. I mean, again, 40,000 damage, that's almost doubling the other DPSs on Epultra. We saw Epultra with just as many picks, but still, that damage DPS absolutely shredding Hoopla's shield, as well as Wezu. Those roots just, I do think that Squirrel Girl, definitely not the expected pick, but definitely the right one.
Certainly was. GG to both of these teams. CCMY unable to get up today. Unfortunately, losing this one as well. Raging Cajun, however, great win. You'd love to see that in
Yeah,
2-0 fashion, I believe.
Oh no, that was a 2.
Oh, that was
2-1.
that was the 3. Yep. All the way. Yep. Got brought to
Now
map
that's
3.
gonna put Raging Cajun's current record now to going, I believe 9-4, unless this match was already recorded for them, and CCNY now going 0-3. So and honestly, I'm surprised for them. This team definitely is strong. I think they've just gotten a little unlucky facing these really high level teams. They definitely are a strong team, capable of strong games, and lots of potential for these guys. And I'm hoping to see them in the upcoming days and weeks.
Absolutely. Well, I think we are going to take a quick break before we get into our next match. It will probably be our final match. If we are unable to find one, we will come back and end the stream properly. So go grab a snack, go grab a drink, but we will be right back very shortly.
For sure. See you guys soon.
All right, we are back in with, I believe, our last game for the night. We are going to be getting in right back into the intergalactic empire of Wakanda. We do have these two teams here.
Yeah, looking
believe
at
we
the
have it.
teams, we have SAC State Green again from, I believe, California or California State University out of Sacramento versus, I believe, University of, or just UCM. I'll get the abbreviation in a moment, but these teams again. I mean, we have UCM currently on a record of 6-6. They're the University of Central Missouri, current record of 6-6, and looking back on SAC State Green, you saw them earlier, now on a record of 15-0, which is very impressive. Looking to defend their title, and UCM looking to take down the beast. Currently, right now, SAC State Green is tied for first in the Marvel Rivals ladder with FIU Panthers Gold. So they are looking for this win to secure that first place slot.
Yeah, definitely one of the top dogs right now. UCM not going for a save. We see Sac Green go for the Hella save and Luna Snow ban so far. We only have the Star-Lord ban on the side of UCM. Followed now with the Winter Soldier. And no save, like I said. Not sure why that is. Maybe just letting the timer run out, or maybe they just don't think anyone needs saving.
They just don't
Yeah,
need
they
it,
can-
you know?
They can play the pool. You know, they have a nice hero pool. They can play really whoever. They don't need save.
First Sue Storm ban of the night. That's definitely interesting, as well as the Luna. That really only opens the supports up to that Cloak and Dagger or the Mantis. The Jeff ult, however, starting on these Warrior Falls wouldn't be too bad.
Certainly wouldn't be.
Yeah,
I mean,
important to note too, we saw SAC play earlier. They had a really strong Bucky and a really strong Star-Lord, which we're actually seeing UCM ban immediately. So I don't know if that's just lucky for them, but definitely going to be a little upsetting for SAC Green. But with that win-loss, I'd be a little surprised if they didn't have something else in the back, such as Kytrex, this top 500, one above all Widow player that we saw. Definitely making
Absolutely.
some work on that. However, is going to swap to this Magic, which we're actually seeing mirror of, which isn't typical, as well as this Hela. We haven't seen much of either of these heroes yet tonight.
yeah, I think once you see some of those support bands going down on the Luna Snow, the Invisible Woman, it's going to really open it up a little bit more. We see the Mantis and Adam Warlock on the side of Sac State Green. And then we have the Loki and Mantis on the side of UCM. Gonna see who is really able to keep up in heals here.
This Magic is also going to play really well into the Strange. Just being able to hit through that shield is going to be very big. Mandan caught out, though, with a beautiful sleep from Edna.
Yeah, that was really nice response from Edna, getting that sleep off. Picked up right away by Kytrex then. Gonna see UCM fighting pretty strongly into this, though. Finding a first few picks onto Sac State. And they're just not gonna be able to. We do actually see claims using that Adam Warlock revival, the passive. Letting it go on cooldown for quite some time, 90 more seconds.
And we will see Kytrex win that Magic 1v1 against the Mandan. As SAC comes back very fast, we see Karnix barely being able to hold the shield up into that thing and the Magic. And Sac Green has fallen a little bit, getting hit by Buzzkill.
They certainly are. I mean, we even saw Kytrex there trying to take the Magic duel to Mandan. Posting up in this back here now. UCM about to be at 50% as Galacta's about to tell us. There we go. Now we're pushing onto this high ground. You see both tanks for UCM trying to keep that high ground, not really letting Sac State push up any more than they have to. Now even pushing back a little bit. God of Thunder will get picked by Hexic. Does have that Ragnarok Rebirth available if Buzzkill is able to get a kill. Huge Eye of Agamotto from Karenix. Unable to find too much off the back of it. Edna now finding one, claims will find another.
Ult hella ults. Coming down.
Picks were going Sac State's way. We did see Squeezy run off the map there, I think. Might have gotten lost in the Thing's dash. Mandan now popping that Dark Child. Trying to find anything, really. Laying down some damage in the back line, but unable to follow up with any of those kills as Kytrex will pull out that shotgun and get the kill onto Mandan.
Yeah, and it looks like just barely in overtime, we're going to see Sac State finally swap it over to their favor. As we see quite a few ults committed, a couple swaps as well off that thing to the, I believe the Strange. Getting that portal up immediately now from Karenix to get that touch right back for UCM.
Having this fight on point. Strange Portal did come back. Conan going for the Eye of Agamotto. Gets it shielded. Unable to find much. Sage Balls will find the kill. We even see Claims now transforming into the Mantis for that Soul Resurgence. Keeping everyone up on the side of Sac State. Now trying to even push them back as they are climbing. And as we will hear one more time, about to pass 50%.
Yeah, very good point for point hold for UCM. Very aggressive play. For Sac State here. Very aggressive play with Claims on that Mantis ult. Just getting up, pushing up aggressive with Squeaks there. So we now see them fighting up top here with possibility of the Strange getting caught out. They're gonna have to push in this Punisher turret. Won't be easy. A lot of ults though here to pump here. Both 5 Agamottos.
Does come down from Karenix. Unable to find too much as Kytrex now pops this final judgment. Trying to lay down a lot of the members. Sage Balls will even pop a Meteor M to try to keep some of the fire off his team. Huge Eye of Agamotto. Finds 3 of the members, but unable to really do much damage. Goddess of Death is going to get mostly blocked by that Strange Shield. Kytrex now coming in with the Ordnance, blasting apart UCM. And a 99% point is looking like it's going to go Sac State's way.
Oh, no. We're going to see UCM to try and commit that Thor ult last minute for the contest. Will not work out as Sac State Green there does a fantastic hold and semi-reverse sweep for that point, going 99-0, swapping it to 99 or 199. Able to finally make that cap. Good job from Sac State there. It was unfortunate to see Lord Pretzel commit that Thor ult.
It definitely was. I mean, committing that God of Thunder, it makes you think, you know, were they going for a swap? And even if you are going for a swap, you know, why not get the 50%? But it looks like they're sticking, and it just might have been a bad call to commit that ultimate there.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like... I was going to say, it seemed like UCM did a very good job at the beginning. They had good team play. They had good ultimate usage, playing together well. But it looks like we're going to see the I mean, once they did fall and finally lost to an old dump from Sac State, it just seems like they're really struggling to retake that position. And that's what we're looking for from UCM. Is just the consistency. Is can you win the fight, but can you come back after a loss? And so far, we haven't seen that.
Not just yet. This point is about to unlock. So we see Kytrex on the Wolverine now for this fight. The Hellas finding the picks. Hexic finding 2, actually. Sac State seems to be up in this fight. The picks going their ways. We see the Loki clone laid out strategically, trying to heal everyone on his team. See that from both Lokis, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I love to see this positioning from these Lokis, just staying hidden behind a staircase, playing so out of the way that even the team doesn't know where you are, and then you get found, you're just out of there. Beautiful pick from Edna there onto Buzzkill, just a little out of position. As we do see Sac State, 25% now, engaging in this close fight into this Punisher turret.
Certainly are. Very grouped up right at the ground there. Sac State. Oh! Kytrex will grab that Thor. Unable to find the kill as he will be kept alive by Conan. Soul Resurgence pop from Wawa Wee Wah. Responded now with one of their own from Sac State. Final stand!
Oh.
Bringing everyone down with him. Hexic finds 2 picks off of it. The Sac State is in a pretty commanding lead right now.
Using just 2 of those ults, making a quick take for Sac, shutting down anything UCM had. And I must have mistaken my sound cues. I thought I heard a turret, but it must have been that Psylocke because clearly don't have it. But looking now, I mean, we're seeing UCM on the back end, and they're still down in ultimates. 80%. UCM is going to need to make a play here if they want to win, and I think they need to target the supports. I think that this Loki is just getting so much value.
It certainly is. I mean, from both teams, like I said, we see a little bit of a clash there. Kytrex and Lord Pretzel will fight head on. 99% now for Sac State. Soul Resurgence will help Squeezy find the Mantis for UCM. Goddess of Death now on point. Not going to get absorbed by that Meteor M, holding those shots. Great showing from Sac State Green there as they take the first round off of UCM.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I liked how UCM was playing in the beginning. They were very grouped off that strange portal, held the point perfectly, finding the right picks, great ults. But then Sac State kind of figured out what to do, made the right swaps. And from there, UCM, it just seems like they've been struggling. We saw there at the very end, we were cutting around to the different people, and it seemed like UCM was just all over the place. We had some on point. We had the tank up in the high ground. We had just UCM so spread out, and I think that's just a little bit of a desperate attempt trying to touch point, which just leads to that loss, and that's a very unfortunate thing to see happen.
It certainly is. I mean, UCM was definitely in the driver's seat for a while there on the first round. And then, like you said, got that point flipped, and then from there, Sac State showed almost no mercy. I mean, just straight pushing UCM right back, not really giving up the point at all during that second round. Just a great showing on the second half of that map from Sac State.
For sure. I think we're going to have to see UCM definitely make some changes. I mean, I'm not a big fan of that Thor pick. We can even see just off the stats, it's not finding too much value, especially into that Magneto and the Strange. I think a possible Hulk pick or even a Thing, just be able to get through those shields, cause a big pressure. Zytrex on that Wolverine causing so much trouble, like you just said. I mean, if you're a tank, you're going to be struggling a lot. And we saw there from Lord Pretzel at the very end getting thrown to the ground by the Wolverine. You might want to ban that next time.
And it's looking like we're going straight back to Wakanda for convergence now. We did just see that. I know you were talking about the forbidden penny strategies on this map. I'm curious if we're going to see any lineups coming from the
No.
attack side.
Now, I doubt it, but I do think last time we did see Sac State did pretty well in their first game, and in the second game they said, all right, we might mess around a little bit and run the penny on attack. We might run this I mean, I thought the Widow, Black Widow pick was a bit of a silly pick, but we can clearly see from Zytrex it is no laughing matter. You can see the strange ban from Sac State this time, opting to not let UCM have it, even though I don't think we saw much strange play from UCM. Or I guess we did, just not too much.
Yeah, just
Kinda
wanting
odd for
to
that save now.
disable that character all in all. No utility at all from range. Just completely take him out. I'm all for it. We do see the Winter Soldier save from Sac State. And
Yeah,
a
Hexic.
hella save from UCM.
Yeah, I mean, Buzzkill definitely got the value, but the question is, do you think Buzzkill is going to get more value than Hexic is on that Hella? I mean, we did see both the DPS here opting to save their picks here, so I think it'll come down to which team wants to run what.
Certainly will. And with a Namor ban from UCM, we have a pretty solid 3 DPS, 2 banned, 1 save. We're going to see what Sac State's last ban is. It will be that Luna Snow. Once again, limiting the support options just a little bit for both teams.
I'm interested in this Namor ban. What I was expecting does happen here, as I was going to say, usually Namor follows up with a Spider-Man pick, as well as Mandon on that Venom. We're also going to see Lord Pretzel possibly on this Psylocke, really opting for this dive comp on attack for UCM. While it looks like a Sac State here, it's going to be running this Widow, the 2-2-2 here. That thing now from, oh my god, it's Squeezy instead of the Strange that got banned.
Certainly going to have to make a swap that off that hero. I do like the thing here. Could definitely help push this defense, actually. I thought this was on attack. Thing is actually going to be on the defense, which I'm still in favor for. Once UCM is going to make a break for that point and start capping it, we're going to see... Oh, Squeezy actually making that swap. I was going to say we were going to be able to see a thing kind of box outright on that point, and I would have been in favor of it. But we see Sac State is not in favor of it. Karenix showing us the Spider-Man rollouts, already getting way behind Sac State there.
Oh.
Sage Balls with a first beautiful kill onto Buzzkill. Symbiote Bond not doing enough for Karenix, as Spider-Man will get picked there.
Yeah, losing your Hella that early. The idea of the Spider-Man, even if you're not getting those kills up there, you're causing enough of a distraction for your Hella to get some good damage. Hella's not there to do the damage, though, so it's unsurprising to see Karenix fall like that.
Ooh.
Great shot from Kytrex.
Ooh.
Great shot from Kytrex.
Second one in a row. Put him in the spotlight. He will shine. Kytrex showing us why Widow is actually a good pick.
Great shot from Kytrex.
You know, Widow seems a lot better when you actually hit your shots.
Yeah, I mean, usually Widow isn't great, but believe it or not, a hero is pretty good. The skill shot hero is decent when you can hit the skill shots.
It's crazy. It might be a hot take, you know. I'm not too sure. We're still working on it, but Kytrex definitely showing the hero mastery off with that Black Widow. Oh my god, that poor Venom just caught a CC train right back to spawn. I mean, that was that was incredible. Conan pulling that Magneto forward and then getting spiked by him. We see
Yeah,
Buzz
I mean,
killing Wawa Weewa in a room fighting a Magneto there.
For sure, with UCM attempting to play this dive to take care of Kytrex, it's going to result in the supports being left a little alone. Now with the Jeff pick, it's a little interesting, but I'm interested to see what the objective with it is.
Yeah,
Maybe
get
to-
CC'd that hard on Venom, and I mean, you'll see him swap Jeff.
Yeah, the
That's
Venom to
just,
the Jeff pick.
Ooh,
Great shot from
from
Kytrex.
Kytrex. Yeah, great shot from Kytrex. Just still laying down this defense. I mean, we're seeing UCM having to play in this small little room just to avoid that sight line of Kytrex. Spider-Man ult now coming down from Kernix. Will catch Kytrex, but gets immediately revived.
Shout out to the Rocket. I mean, you love to see that utility used like that. As we see the little hope UCM had start to fade away. So we see some nice picks
Only 60 seconds left.
from Sac State here. As I mean, in a desperate attempt, we see Buzzkill swap the Ella to the Widow, looking to match it. So we get a great. Oh, just barely misses the Kraken impact.
Going very close.
35 seconds left here.
Opposing
Oh, as
Widow
we're getting
spotted.
A spawn door hold from Kytrex. A lot of
Still
ults
being
in the
kept
bank for
alive.
Sac.
They certainly do.
On the flank now. Oh, no, sorry. This is Buzzkill.
Certainly is. Trying to find a pick of his own. Unable to just yet. We're going to see Claims favoring this high ground position. Even acting a little bit like a clone. I'm not giving away his position. Cap falling critically low.
And I mean, unable to get the touch. Unable to get through that Widow. Just such a strong hold from Sac State. UCM is going to not get any progress on that point. I mean, my thought is I'm surprised. Oh, well, never mind. I was going to say, I'm surprised we didn't see like a Strange for the shield or even just a portal to point, but I can now see why Sac State opted for that Strange ban. Is I don't think it bothered them too much. I think it was just what they were planning on running. Knew that the Strange would be the best counter. And now, you know what? That's
Certainly will.
definitely a great way to think. Definitely shows their experience with this 15-0 win-loss of we don't need to pick based off the last map our bans. We're just going to pick off this one. We know what we're running this time. We're banning for this one, not the last game, you know? Changing your comp up as much as Sac State has between these games definitely leaves UCM wondering. They certainly weren't expecting that Widow pick.
Certainly not. I mean, Sac State, you know, definitely flexing a little bit, showing off even. With that Strange ban, you know, we can play other stuff. We even got this Pocket Widow who will tear your head off when you don't even see her. And it's just awesome. It's amazing how it all comes together. I mean, Sac State, like we were saying before this, one of the top dogs. And we can definitely see why.
Definitely. I think even just a little scarier than that Widow is a Pocket Jeff on the back of a Groot. I mean, there's not much you can do about that.
away.
We already see UCM. Looks like they're already giving up space when you don't even see Sac State pushing up yet.
A nice place, Groot wall.
Oh my god, it's squeezy.
Cuts off Pretzel, but unable to find the pick. Pretzel will get healed now. A couple other members of UCM falling critically low. Everyone being kept alive now. We see Kytrex, yeah, that Jeff still perched on the Groot shoulder. About to have It's Jeff. Gonna be going for this ult, I assume, pretty soon here. Does have it secured, and with picks coming down for Sac State, it's looking like that will be it for this game, for this round, for this series. As Sac State will go up 2-0 in the set.
And that will put them first on the leaderboard for that $1,000 prize pool. Very good show from Sac State. Here we see Kai Trex on the Jeff, but best known for that Widow pick. I do think UCM, again, did stand a decent chance. Maybe not on this point, but we saw them really put up a fight. And I think it just took Sac State quite a few fights to recognize what was happening and make some swaps. And I will give UCM the benefit of the doubt. They did make a lot of swaps. They were trying to find counters to it, but I think Sac State has just done this too many times where it's hard to break.
Yeah, Sac State saying they've played these games before. They know what to expect. They don't have that undefeated record for no reason. They are definitely one of the strongest teams in this tournament. And like you just said, I believe with that win, it should put them in first place so far right now. We do have, I believe, 4 more weekends of this tournament. We will have to see if Sac State is able to retain that number 1 position throughout, I believe, the 4 more weekends of competition here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm excited to get in tomorrow, hopefully see a little more of Sac State, and maybe against some higher level teams. A Sac State versus FIU game could be really exciting. 2 of the top teams really battling for that first place spot. Excited to see that. And mention that, make sure you guys do tune in tomorrow. I mean, this was our last game of the night. It is 10 p.m. But we'll be back here tomorrow at, I believe, 6 p.m. again to run back some more matches.
Absolutely. Like we were saying, GG's to both teams. GG's to everyone who came out. Thank you, everyone, for watching. The support means a lot. We can't do this without everyone here. Thanks to everyone. GG's, and I believe that's really going to be it for us tonight. Like Althea was saying, you can catch us again tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure on the start time. That one might be closer to a 7:30 start time.
Sounds good.
But be sure to tune in to the rest of the ECAC streams throughout the week. I believe all starting at 8 p.m. EST. And you can catch us again during the week for Thursday to cast Overwatch 2.
Yep, sounds good. I've been Althea, joined by Inferno and our observer, Beldia. Thank you guys, and be sure